resolved, so I appreciate you all just hanging out.
So keep right up to the mic.
Can you hear me?
Now we can't.
Okay,
You gotta eat.
I'll
the
try to
mic.
talk a little closer. Okay, so call the meeting to order at 6:09. Okay, the first item on tonight's agenda is to approve tonight's meeting agenda.
I move that we approve it.
Yeah, if you want to do that now,
I'd like to
amend.
amend the agenda tonight
Oh.
to add 44 Windward Drive for discussion.
Okay, Joe Jean, you can't be heard on the mic. You have to get right up.
Should I say this?
Yeah.
I'll move that we adjust or add 44 Windward Drive to the agenda today for discussion.
And just for reference, that's a project that was denied, that was previously submitted. We went out and looked at the job site. Is that correct?
Yes,
Okay. All right, so that'll be item number. Well, we'll make that item number 22.
already had-
It'll be 44 Windward Drive. Okay. All right, can I get approval of the amended agenda?
Yeah, but
I'll approve it.
Can I get a second?
Second.
what number? 20.
I believe it
Oh,
was,
23. Sorry. Okay.
it'll be item 22.
There is a 20.
There
22
is
Jasper
item
Ridge.
21.
You probably will take the page.
Yeah.
What is item 22?
Item 22 is 45 Jasper Ridge Lane.
Oh, I do recall seeing that. I got that as item 21. My agenda is different.
You did, we're down to the agenda. No.
Yeah, there was the update.
I just got this one today. Okay, all right, so my agenda is going to be a little different than everybody else's. So item number one, I have approval. Thank you, Daniel. Approval of tonight's meeting minutes, excuse me, the meeting agenda tonight for the May 18th agenda. We had a motion to amend that agenda tonight by Joe Jean, and that was seconded by Patrick to add item number, which is now going to be, Rich, what item number?
23.
It's going to be item number 23, which will be 44. Number 23, it'll be 44 Windward Drive. Okay, all in favor of the amended agenda?
Aye.
Okay, that's unanimous. Okay, at this time, who is here for actual items tonight to be heard? I usually like to get those out of the way since people are waiting. And could you, let's just start over here on the left and tell me what property you're here for? Item number 14. Okay, who else? Go ahead.
22, right? I didn't hear what what did you say?
20 Sweet Clover.
20 Sweet Clover.
That's the tree removal.
Oh.
Tree
It's
removal.
item number 4.
That's the one with the arborist report. You're gonna be our first one. No. And who else?
12 Par Lane.
You're still working on that. I see it. It's an ongoing project. Okay, and that's it? Or John, you're here, I'm sorry. 2 items. You're here for 2? One Indian Ridge.
Item 16.
Yep. Having Little Palomino. Is that on anyone's agenda? Don't have that one. We don't have that one, John. Not on the agenda. Right. Maybe it's a different address.
Or is it all
under?
under
I know
that?
you're here for
It
those.
should
Two.
have-
And go ahead, you. Windward Drive.
Number 8, yeah.
Okay, Windward Drive. Okay, is that everybody? Yeah. Okay, we're gonna go with item, excuse me, item number 4 first, which is 20 Sweet Clover Circle, gate number 5, it's a tree removal request. It's attached, has an arborist report attached. So for me, anybody that gets an arborist report, it's usually a no-brainer for me, but guys have any questions, comments, or concerns about the tree removal and or the arborist report?
So I have a couple. So perfect. Tree number 1 is not in your property line there. So you'll need something from the neighbor. And then tree number 3 that one's just in the front. That's Sudden Valley's property, right? So we would need Sudden Valley to approve that one. I don't have a problem with either, but I'm just based on their location. And then as I recall, tree 5, 6, and 7 were to accommodate the stormwater retention system in the back of the lot.
5 and 6 were for the plumbing for the sewer connection, and
Oh, the sewer
7
connection, okay,
was for the stormwater.
for the stormwater, okay, so those ones are necessities. 4 is a hemlock, which will die. And then tree was a necessity for the driveway, right? Is that right? Or 2, I'm sorry, did I say
It
that
was
right?
it was
Yeah.
for the propane tank.
Propane tank, that's right, buried propane, okay. So I think, I'm okay with all the removals, of course, with a replanting plan. At our standard, whatever the policy is today, I don't remember off the top of my head. But we would need for that cedar there, that tree number 1, an agreement probably between you and the neighbor. Has that been reached already? Have you guys figured out what you're gonna do?
We talked about it, depending on the damage to the roots when we install the driveway.
Okay,
Depending on the damage, we might leave it or we might cut it down. That we'll kind of see where we go with that.
okay, yeah, I just don't want, as a committee, I don't want him to come, hey, you guys approved removal of a tree on my property and it's not
Yeah.
okay. So that's where we want to make sure we have an agreement in place between you and the neighbor for that removal, if that's what needs to happen. And then typically, again, replanting usually needs to be in that agreement too, like how many or what types of trees are going to be replanted.
I did have a question. Is this, I looked at a lot of these properties. Is this the one where the trees are all already removed, or already cut down?
They're cut.
So you want to remove the rest of them, or?
No, they were in the way of.
So this was a new construction that we approved last June-ish? No.
End of August.
Yeah, and then you cut them down, you cut down the trees, we did the initial removal and construction couldn't continue because you had to come back with the arborist report and a couple other things too were
Yeah.
going on. And so construction didn't get started, so that's why the trees are down. It's for the construction. So you're probably gonna have to renew your construction request too, because I doubt you'll be done by August. But
Is that still within the canopy restrictions? If you cut the new trees down?
that'd be for you.
20 Sweet Clover.
20 Sweet Clover, yeah. Here, can I show? So he wants to remove the additional trees there, and what's that gonna do to his canopy coverage for the lot?
Yeah, have you, you need to get it approved, I think, by your stormwater in the county.
So, yeah, I talked to the engineer there.
Okay.
They're okay with it and getting them cut. As long as the trees get replanted within the Whatcom County replanting worksheet.
Mhm.
I think it should be fine.
Yeah, if you show that with your engineering plan.
Yep.
And not approval by the county.
Speaking, you must speak.
Oh, sorry, yeah. All right, yeah, so you need to have that, show that in your stormwater report and have county approval. For the tree canopy removal. That's,
So, yeah, and I think, so you need to amend your county permit to go along with it so that it's within the coverage limits. And then you need to, without an agreement from the neighbor, I would not be approving the removal of that tree. Even if you wanted to do it in the future and I am on your side, you want to remove it before you build a house there, absolutely. If that's what's necessary, but you need an agreement with the neighbor since it's on there. We can't approve it unless the neighbor says, yeah, it's okay to remove.
It's not really in the way of the house. It's when we do the driveway is when we'll kind of decide if it needs to be removed or not.
And again,
That's gonna be
yeah,
later on.
so.
That's not gonna stop the construction from starting.
Yeah, so what I would say at this, just to amend this request at the committee level is I would not approve tree 1 because it's not on property. And then tree 3 needs to be approved by Sudden Valley Maintenance, just since it's on the front side.
Tree number 3,
Yeah,
SVCA.
yes, it's in there, in the right of way there.
And you wanted a stormwater
Those,
county to review?
yeah, just as long as you get those updated, I would say I would be okay with a conditional approval for the rest, as long as you amend your county permits with construction folks here.
So is that 2, 4, and 5?
It is 2, 4, 5, 6, and 7.
4, 5, 6, and 7, you're okay with. 1 and 3, we need the stormwater county, or we need the county to review the stormwater situation on that, and then a neighbor agreement, obviously. The neighbor is in agreement. Have you talked to the neighbor?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's we're on the same page. If
Yeah, we don't want to surprise them.
Yeah.
One of your neighbors is here. Yeah. she's
Oh.
raising her hand back there. Yeah,
Oh.
so, yeah, so that's where you guys have to be on the same page. So, yeah,
Thank you for coming.
If it's avoidable, I mean, I think most people in Sudden Valley are gonna say, we want to keep the tree. It is a beautiful cedar. It's huge. I love it, but full disclosure, I live across the street from this property and so I'm very familiar with this project. But yeah, it is a beautiful tree. And if you don't have to take it out, I'm sure a lot of people would appreciate it.
And 2, 4, 5, 6, and 7, what kind of replanting ratio?
What's typical, 2 or 3 to 1?
Yeah.
2 to 1?
It depends, you know, how wooded. I didn't actually see this one, so I'd rely on you.
I'd say 2 to 1, at least for the ones inside the property line.
2 to 1 replant.
And that should be, so in addition to your county permit getting amended for those removals, you'd want to update your landscaping plan too with the construction plan.
okay,
That way,
Um,
when you come for the reapproval of the construction, then we'll have all that together.
I spoke to the county. They don't typically amend in process stormwater plans. And then I spoke to the engineer company that did the stormwater, and they said that all the trees that need to be cut can be cut as long as there's a 2 to 1 or 3 to 1
Replant.
replanting. on
Yeah.
that.
And then you do a submitted as built.
And then, yeah, you submit to the county what trees were cut, and then they'll tell you what you need to replant after.
As long as that's coordinated with our guy here, then we're good.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Okay, so then the conditions on that was, and I don't know, did anyone else have any comments or questions? on this?
No, as long as it's within the canopy restriction. In the county.
Yeah, okay. Patrick, anything?
No, it's good.
So Gene, you good? Okay, so if we're all in agreement with this, so the conditions would be, trees number 2, 4, 5, 6, and 7 have approval to be removed with county permit. Tree number 1 will require additional stormwater amended county permit. And then tree number 3 will require,
One,
sorry.
one is on the neighbor's property,
number 1 is on the neighbors, okay.
Yeah. and then 3 is on Sudden Valley property.
Okay, tree, I have 3 there, okay, so number 1 is on the, oh, I wrote on number, I don't remember, all right. Okay, and then so the neighbor's agreement for the tree removal, which isn't gonna happen, and you said you have the arborist report for that, which was attached. So obviously want to save the tree. So at this time, what are we doing with that?
So tree one is not approved. And tree three needs to be approved by Sudden Valley Maintenance.
Okay, tree number one is denied flat out at this time. Correct?
Yeah.
Okay, tree number one denied flat out at this time. What tree is on the stormwater on the county?
Well, we're talking about stormwater because he's cutting out so
Oh.
much of the canopy.
Yeah, all of it.
The stormwater is actually tree 7 is why that one's coming out.
Yeah, let me just like I have it that way. I have it notated correctly. Tree number 7. Okay. All right. Is everyone in favor of that? So that's we need a second on that motion.
Okay, in the mic.
It's,
I'll second.
yeah, it's my motion. Joe Jean seconds.
Yeah, that's Rich. Rich for the motion, Joe Jean for the second. All in favor?
Aye. Aye.
It's unanimous. Thank you for your time. Appreciate it. Okay. Next up too, and then we're printed front and back makes it really hard to try to find these things. I'm like going, oh my God. Okay, so that was item number 4 has been resolved. Okay, we'll go to item number, we'll just take them down in order now, the people that are here. Item number 8, 134 Windward Drive, exterior alteration request. That's item number 8, 134.
Someone here for that? Oh, right there. Okay.
Let's see, I gotta find it. They're hard to find this way. Hang on.
And here is it.
Did you find yours?
Well, yeah.
Oh, mine's out of order here.
This is mine.
That's 44 Windward. Or, sorry, 44 Windward's on the back.
Oh,
How come I can't find 134? Okay, so 134 is a paint request. Anyone want to have any questions or comments on it while I'm still searching?
I don't have any comments, but I'll move to approve it.
Yeah, I looked at it earlier and I agree.
I'll second the motion.
I'd like to see what the application looks like.
Oh,
Since I can't find mine.
it's typed out. So it's a little harder to see.
One little.
Oh,
Thank you for not going with Grage.
thank you. Okay, 134, so put my notes in the right spot.
Oh, it's a different one. Birdie Lane.
Okay, who made the motion?
I did.
Okay, Rich, who seconded?
Joe Jean.
Yeah, so just so it's on the record, the colors are Hail Navy and Pure White for trim. So
What color is it now?
ooh, that I don't know. What color is it now? Grayish? Yeah.
All in favor? Of the,
Aye.
Aye.
that's unanimous. Thank you, it's been approved. That was item number 8. Sorry, Joel, we'll get you real quick here. All right, 12 Parlane.
Oh, I think that's.
Item number 12. Or I have,
No, it was on the.
12 Parlane. 11 North. I'm sure I got it. I just. 11, there it is.
Oh, okay, this is mine.
Okay, adding a natural gas 24K generator to the west side of the home for numerous power outages experienced in Sudden Valley. Typical generator, 2x2x4. Placement of units next to the electrical panel. House sits below grade and the unit will not be visible from the road. Is aware that the generator is not a pleasure to look at, so we'd like to install a privacy fence around the generator constructed of the same siding that'll be siding the house with, which is now going to be cedar siding. Is that correct? Yeah. Which is now going to be cedar. The location is more than 5 feet away from the property lines, and I didn't find anything else other than the backs. Any other questions, comments on that?
So we're doing the generator first, just because there's two
Yeah.
requests.
Oh. Okay.
This
The
is,
first one request was on the generator and the second one was on the
The generator.
siding and the gutters.
Well, then we should have actually amended the agenda to add another 12 Parlene on here.
let's just do an A and a B.
That sounds like a winner to me. All right, so we're gonna do item number 12. There's gonna be an item 12A and an item 12B. Thank you, Rich. That's great. We're gonna do 12A. You want to do the siding change?
Sure, I'll move to approve the siding change
Yeah, hang on. I
A
got-
second.
what you got? That's
and
12A.
sorry, and the gutters. Sorry.
That's Rich and Daniel for the second. Is there any questions or comments before we go further on that? We all good with that?
Are those pure copper gutters or just copper colored?
Copper is gonna change.
Yeah, kind of darkens. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Any green. Okay, all, is that unanimous? Everyone's in favor?
Aye.
Yes.
Okay, that's unanimous on item number 12A. Item 12B is now going to be the additional generator.
That's a gutters.
Addition of the
That's A.
generator.
Done with that one. This is the generator request. This will be 12B.
I'm gonna make that 12B. Any questions, comments, or concerns?
Did we say vegetative screening in front of the fence or no?
Privacy.
Oh, it's getting a privacy fence. Okay. Never mind.
He wants to do, how high is that privacy fence gonna be? Just tall enough to cover the,
It's tall enough like to match the neighbors. I don't even know if it's gonna do any good, because when you walk by, you actually plant it. So it's more like if you guys wanted there, I would do it. That's why it's in there. It's really. everyone's plugging it.
We usually ask for vegetative screening,
I would do that.
or panel.
All around.
Yeah.
And it sits.
Yeah. I don't have a problem with it. Either way, you can do a fence or you can do the vegetative screening, whatever you want to do to try and hide.
Every neighbor, perfect.
Good luck.
All the neighbors across the street too.
Yeah, the neighbors across.
For good luck.
Okay. All right, so anything else on 12B? It's a generator.
Nope.
Comments, questions, concerns?
Nope.
Nope. Can I get a motion?
I move to approve.
I'll
12B.
second.
Yeah, that's Patrick. I'm gonna actually put that where my notes go on this. one. Patrick and Rich?
Yep.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, that's unanimous. And 12A was unanimous. Okay, you've been approved.
Wait,
Thank you. I doubt it for some reason.
you know what's gonna happen, right? You're gonna install the generator and we won't lose power for like 5 years.
Okay. Gonna go to item number 18. Oh, excuse me, item number 14, 18 Night Hot Circle, exterior alteration request. All right, found it right off the bat.
Oh, this is still 30 Jubilee Lane. Wrong one.
This is a request to change the existing 684 square foot attached carport into an enclosed garage and mudroom. And in doing so, expand up the existing driveway towards the street, enclosing an additional approximately 18 by 14 space. We are requesting to make this addition 2 stories tall to allow for the addition of a master bedroom and bath above the space. We applied for and received a Whatcom County Shoreline Conditional Use Permit for the addition, which is included at the end of this form. as well as architectural drawings showing the proposed building design. We will be keeping as close as possible to the same brown exterior color with the same green roofing for the addition. The addition will not affect any of the green space on the property nor require the removal of any trees. We are happy to answer any additional questions you may have. Please feel free to contact. Joel, is this something you've looked at?
No, I'm not familiar with this one.
Why not?
I didn't, I would, never seen it before.
I do not recall.
Yeah.
I wanted to say that in the microphone. Alright, but anyways, so any questions, comments, or concerns as you're looking over this?
The design looks like a real improvement. My only concern was the height.
Is the property owner here? I'm sorry, yeah, come on up if you would, please.
I'm not sure it's a question. I just wanted to make, ensure that it was within our height limits, because it is quite a bit of a.
Yeah, it'll be actually a little bit shorter than between the two neighbors' houses.
I can't. Yeah.
I can see if there's a
Height will be
digital
4
version.
feet, 1 inch. The top of the roof line,
What would you say? 21.4?
4 feet and 1 inch to the
Oh.
top of the roof line.
How many square feet are you adding?
We're adding 900 something.
Well, but a lot of that's garage, right?
Well, no, that'll be the space above the garage. That's
Oh, okay.
bedroom and garage will be that.
Sorry. Yeah.
No problem.
There was a time when Whatcom County counted my garage as livable square footage while they charged me taxes. Was not pleasant.
Yeah, I haven't seen this.
Hmm?
Right, I haven't, doesn't come across my desk.
Did it go?
No, I haven't seen this one before.
Didn't go to you?
You got this part, right?
You got it with the
Preliminary.
county?
Yeah,
Okay.
so it doesn't require permits or is exempt from some stuff and.
Yeah, but we haven't looked at anything.
No, this is 18 now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't,
Well, we're gonna.
you guys have any other noise?
I didn't look at all of this. Even if I did, I wouldn't understand. I mean,
So the shoreline conditional, they sent a notice out to everyone who lived within quite a wide range and gave them a chance to give any reason not to do it. We got no responses. back.
Yeah,
They required us to post a notice on our title, which we have done, and they approved without doing any, I forget what they call it, but replanting or anything like that, because it's all over already impermeable space.
yeah, they're just saying they don't have a problem with it. They have no issue with them doing it.
I would kind of defer to our construction guy, as long as it meets all the height requirements, you're not adding any additional impervious surface,
Yeah, I,
so.
It looks that way on the, my initial,
on their site.
yeah.
Setbacks and everything look good, it's not. Expanding footprint that much.
Yeah, I
Right, so.
don't see any issues on that.
Right, so we'd be looking at just, height requirement. Just do another quick
What is your height requirement? So we know.
30 feet. You can be 30 feet high at the lowest grade, 10 feet away from the structure,
Okay,
or 20 feet high, 5 feet away from the structure, measured from the highest grade.
okay, we should be good on that.
Yeah, your lot's pretty level.
Yep.
Compared to.
Yep. For the neighborhood, yeah.
Will the mudroom have a sink?
This is the,
That's
this is the
important.
digital version.
Will the mudroom have a sink?
The garage will have a utility sink, the mudroom will not.
And what color tile are you putting down? Oh my gosh. I don't
Trying to
even-
pick.
I don't even know if I can
That
approve
takes
this
so
now.
long.
I've been involved in a few of those over my lifespan, so.
Will be some shade of white, gray to black.
There you go.
I over the additional.
Looks like this is the addition here.
Yeah. Over there, the roof line down.
Is it 24 feet is where it's at?
Yeah, zooming in, it's a scan. I can't see the actual numbers either.
Well, it's not increasing the footprint other than it's going up.
Yeah.
So
Is that all?
square footage wouldn't really,
Right, if they're not increasing the site coverage, then there wouldn't be a site coverage calculation.
yeah.
Wouldn't worry about open
Yeah,
space.
and it meets the height requirements, so I don't have an issue.
Like a nice improvement. I like it.
Yeah, so if the carport include it, and then put a, another and above. It's gonna be at 24 feet. So way below where it needs to be.
Yes, we got a similar situation there. That's around.
Oh, here's the. This is.
That's nice.
Right,
See any issues whatsoever? We should hold it up for us.
Thirty Jubilee.
Lot coverage is 34.
Setbacks are 37.
37% lot coverage.
What's overhanging here? Is this the,
The second level addition.
is this is the current existing right here?
Yeah, the overhanging is going up over the existing driveway.
This here, so this would be additional
Yes,
garage, so you'd bring out your front wall.
yes.
Okay, do you know what the setback is there from the front edge of the garage door to the
So
front of the property
addition
line?
is 18 by 14, so take 14 feet off the measurement that's originally on there.
That,
Yeah, so
Off the
37
yeah,
minus 14
37.
would be.
okay, so
23.
23, so you're still within the front setback.
You still meet that, okay. And not affecting any landscapes,
I don't think I
see
would,
any reason.
I don't think I would find
Have
anything.
you
on
thought
here.
about a living roof with moss and ferns growing on top of your house?
We figure that'll happen automatically in a
Okay.
couple of years.
Gosh, these guys are on top of it. They know what's up. Just saying.
Yeah, any other comments, questions or anything?
I move to approve.
You have any conditions?
Nope. Good to me.
Okay, I get a second on that?
Second.
Let me put it in the right spot. One second. Item number 14. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, that's majority. All right, okay, you've been
Thank you.
approved. Thank you guys for your time. Appreciate it. Okay, that was item number 14. Okay. Where is, oh, that's right. We wrote, one more, John, sorry, we're gonna.
Well, I thought, did we already do one Indian Ridge?
No.
Someone's here for that, right?
That's fine, though, that's
Oh,
gonna be a
okay.
whole,
Okay.
so real fast, and we're just gonna bring up 44 Windward Drive just for,
That works.
okay, that was item number 23, 44 Windward Drive. I don't have any paperwork on it as this was added to the agenda tonight. Basically, a little background on this. This came up at our last meeting. The project was denied. Two of our committee members couldn't be here. So we denied it during our meeting. We decided to go out to the site and look at it and see if we could come up to some compromise and see if we can make something work out with the homeowners. We met out there and we still came up with a denial, unfortunately, after that. But the other two committee members, I wanted to afford them the opportunity to, give their opinions. And they both came back in denial of the project as it was submitted. Unfortunately, the notice I sent to someone here at admin apparently is no longer here, so it didn't go out to the homeowner. So the homeowner came in tonight and we're putting them on the agenda just to make it seem right. Unfortunately, the way it came back now is we're unanimous about denial as it was submitted. And we need to see those changes. You can come up to the mic if you'd like, Gordon. We want to see those changes that you were talking about. I think it's in aligned with what we all discussed out at the site. Hi, Claire. But we just need to see that in paper. It doesn't necessarily have to be, I know what you're saying. It's an expense. I get that, but
Well, I'm really prepared to make changes. And there was obviously a miscommunication.
talk closer.
Sorry, there was obviously a miscommunication because when you visited my house and we talked for a while and then you went outside to, I thought you were coming back to the office to discuss it, but you caucused outside for probably 40 minutes or so. And I guess I expected somebody to come to the door and tell us, well, if you were denying it, to tell us that. And I just didn't know. And
Yeah, I'd like to address that. Unfortunately, so on May 10th, I did go to send you
no,
something.
I understand.
Yeah, and I didn't have your application, so I sent it to the office and then the lady I sent it to, unfortunately,
And,
had
and, and
left,
that's a
so-
miscommunication. I understand.
Yeah, so unfortunately you didn't hear about it, but I heard the letter went out today and I think you saw that, so.
Yeah.
In the mic.
What do you actually want us to do? Please state what we actually have to
The
do
cha-
to gain
the
approval.
The changes.
Well, I think we want to see what you've came back. We know our recommendation was we don't want to see a two-story structure, a separate structure set out, going up 10, 12 feet up the driveway and then protruding, 24 feet up in the air. I don't want to see that. We wanted to see something that's going to be in line with your current architecture, of your home, something that matches what you have, roof lines, and we talked about that. Ideally, I think for us, the biggest thing was the height issue, because you're putting like 6 to 8 feet of fill, right? Compacted fill, and then you were going to build your structure on top of that as you're moving it up and you've lost, it's just a waste of space and you put a storage above it. And that's the problem. So if you could get rid of that storage and maybe use it underneath, put it underneath the structure, that would be ideal.
We did look at that and it was going to add significantly to the cost, putting a suspended concrete. floor in.
Yeah, something, yeah.
So we decided, as we discussed, that we'll put a shed behind the garage. We're getting on in the years and we don't want to have a steep driveway. We would like a fairly more gentle driveway. So if I thought that the existing floor of the garage as shown with the revised roof line was going to be acceptable, then I would go and get those design changes made. But I think you're telling me you want the whole floor dropped as well.
No.
No, okay. Okay.
Yeah, no, so when we were on site, so the big thing for me was like, I call it a missile silo, because that's kind of what it looked like, or grain silo, the way it just kind of stuck up there like a monument and just different architecture. It looked like a separate dwelling,
Okay.
basically. So you're bringing it down.
We're bringing the attic down till it's no longer an attic. We're putting a gable roof at the same pitch.
Match your house.
To match the
Yeah.
house.
And how tall will that structure
It'll
be?
be 4'6" less. So,
4'6" less.
yes.
So that gets us pretty much in line. So we're out there. I don't know if you remember on your plans in your house,
Oh,
it
yeah.
was a little bit above your chimney stack. Is that where you're headed then?
About that height, yeah.
Yeah, so I think, if you have it, sure, let's take a look.
I don't think.
Sure, no worries. Have to deal with us tonight. So, basically. What we drew. So you're right, it's about that. It'd be about, I think it was still like 2 feet or something, real close, but I think it was a little taller than that.
So if I do that modification, now you talked about attaching it to the house and that's very,
So always our goal, excuse me, our goal, one of our things we're supposed to do is discourage, standalone structures like that. So yes, unless topography for some reason, wouldn't allow it.
I would argue that topography really doesn't allow it. Because there's such a height mismatch between the roof of the house and the roof of the new structure.
Okay. Yeah, and so as I understand it, basically it's gonna be the compacted fill.
Yeah. Are you still gonna pull it up and set it on fill?
Yeah, to level it, yeah.
It's going to be a condensed, CDF.
Oh, yeah, okay. And so yeah, I'm doing that because I know what it costs to do a suspended concrete driveway. That's expensive. So I think I like that much better.
Mm-hmm.
And then you said something about a shed because I'm assuming it's just gonna be like a vaulted space, open top garage.
It'd be in the back of, we kind of discussed that there in the back
Yeah.
of the garage, so.
You could still have a little bit of, you can store your ladders and stuff up in the garage, but
Is your
if
shed
you-
gonna be ground level? Like,
It's going to be in the carport.
oh, okay, yeah, I got you, yeah. There you go.
Because I've already
You already got the roof.
got a pad there. Oh, no, the roof will go. You don't want that. Okay.
You
Yeah.
really don't want.
Yeah.
Okay, if,
So the shed's not gonna be attached to the garage, correct?
no, it's going to be freestanding.
Oh, it is freestanding. Thanks for asking that. Yeah, in my mind, it was attached to the back of the garage.
Yeah.
I hadn't thought of it.
Yeah,
And your new structure will be about roughly 4 foot off your carport where it is now, correct? The back of your new structure.
Then there'll be a retaining wall behind that.
No, I mean, basically, the foundations for the garage are going to be that retaining wall,
yeah.
but it's going to be subsiding, and keeping with to match the house. So you're not going to see the retaining wall, you're going to see siding.
That's pretty much what most of the builders are doing when
Oh.
they build the houses anyway. Pour your foundation, pack it behind it and pour the driveway.
All right. So it's kind of like what we talked about out there. I don't know if you remember that little picture that I had drawn like in our meeting
Right.
prior to going out there. So it's going to be kind of like that. So the new roof structure shouldn't be really much taller than his existing chimney spark arrestor on the single story house. And then the roof line will match his house, which is really kind of what we asked for. And you've gotten rid of the mezzanine storage above.
Yes.
So
And the architecture matches. Does it do anything for setbacks and all that? Is that all still?
he
within-
was 20 foot, he was staying 20 foot back on the setback from the property line. The only thing was, so like he's bringing it up the driveway because the driveway slopes down. So the more he brings it up, the more level the driveway will be. So that's why we kind of wanted it attached. And I can see why you don't want to do that, but then the 2 story
And
structure.
so I don't know when your house was built. Do you have storm water retention?
The
So
county,
maybe not.
I don't think it does.
the county have looked at it from a stormwater management perspective, because we're adding so little
Yeah.
impermeable space, because we're effectively building the majority of the garage on top of the driveway.
Yeah. So I'm just thinking, since it will slope down a little bit, your rainwater coming off of your driveway,
Yeah,
is that gonna be managed into
Have to do a
something?
strip. Yeah,
We'll have a
strip
plan.
or something.
Okay, yeah, that'll work. Yeah.
We have a structural drawing of that.
Yeah.
Structural engineer did that.
Yeah,
Do we need something for the shed?
Yeah,
be
yeah.
included?
So right now, what they're basically asked, this kind of like informal kind of thing, just because everyone wasted all this time on this. We want
Right.
to just tell him that chances of this being approved with our recommendations, and he's obviously taken them, looks like it's going to be like a 95%, right? At least, right? I wouldn't see, unless you're doing something crazy again.
The requirements about the shed.
Just needs to match the house, color and siding. Yeah,
Can't be a plastic shed,
no, yeah, you can't do those.
even if I paint it.
I like where your head's at, but
All right.
Okay.
Hey, thank you guys for your time. I appreciate it.
yeah, I'd definitely be on board once
You
we
got,
bring back the new plans. I'm on board. So,
you got on the agenda because of Joe Jean, so
Yeah,
thank Joe
and I
Jean for
appreciate
that. All right, hey, thank you guys for your time tonight. Okay, so that was item number 23, we called that, and that was just call it continuing business. And then they'll just bring back their new proposal when they receive it. Okay, very good.
all right, John, you look like you're ready.
So that was item number. What should I already did that one?
One.
Okay, item number 16, number 1 Indian Ridge. And this is Joel, is this you or is this just an
Yep,
extension?
yep, this is
This
this is a new
This
construction.
is a whole new one, yeah.
Okay.
So Joel, if you share your screen,
Sure.
go up there.
One Indian Ridge. Okay, is this this arrow? Arrow. Is this another spec?
Yes.
This Sergey, right?
Yes.
These plans were done a year ago. And he just decided to wait. To start because of all the craziness. You know, with supply chain and stuff, so.
Did he get those other projects finished that we talked to him about like a month ago?
They're supposed to be done anytime. At least I know about 18 Rose Ridge, 17 Inlet Circle, 3 Topper and 1 Green Hill.
What's the ETA on those?
Now,
Is it that close though, John? or-
apparently, that's
Is
as close as I know.
is that the one from Longshore also? The same builder that
41 Longshore?
No,
That's
that's
yeah, so.
What were those addresses again?
1 Green Hill Road, 18 Rose Ridge, 17 Inlet Circle, and 3 Topper Drive.
Those are all due to be completed.
Due to be completed shortly, whatever
Shortly.
shortly means.
What does shortly mean?
I mean, I'm guessing that he's waiting for stuff to get delivered before he can finish. I think he's got his,
He wants to start on another one.
yes, he wants to start another one.
Well, he can't start till June 1st, but.
Right.
Yeah. So. He's got a month.
But you see where we're going with this. So, you know, we get numerous complaints about houses sitting unfinished in unfinished state. And especially, you know, it's the same two guys, right? And they build a lot here. And they're all spec homes and some might be owner builder homes or whatever, but they're just moving equipment and stuff from one house to another and really never finishing. They're lingering on 1.5 2 years down the road. They're still sitting there unfinished. So it's becoming a problem. And now here he is, I think he's got 6 currently, maybe.
Well, he's got 77 Alley Crest and 49 Louise View also.
And with
Those
these
are
other,
a little farther behind, I think, but
So
I think he
6.
wants to get those 2 done this year as well.
so 6 under current, I think there was 7, but okay, maybe 6 or 7, doesn't matter, but all under various stages of construction.
Well,
and
there's
none of them being.
307 Sudden Valley Drive that ran into issues with the height of the house and stuff and getting trees out of there, and it's in a wetland. So I think that one got delayed quite a bit. And then there's the 7 Little Palomino, which I thought was going to be on the docket tonight. He had to change this design of the house because he ran into just solid rock. He had a bigger house and he wasn't able to build that, so he had to go back to the drawing board and presented a smaller house. That's as a change construction request.
Yeah.
I have that. I can show it to you tonight. If you're willing to see it.
Had another thing to do, agenda?
Well, is
I know.
that one already
It was
the
supposed
lot
to get
cleared?
on.
You said he ran into rock?
He started construction last year.
So there's a foundation
Right.
Um,
or just the clearing and the digging for the foundation and then he hit the rock?
I don't know if he got the foundation in. It's approximately the same footprint.
Yeah.
But it's
Less.
a little different shape.
For the, yeah, to adjust.
I can show it there for everyone, yeah.
Did you say he had a house on, in that circle?
Yes,
Oh, And that's.
Yeah,
what
speak
was-
up into your,
yes.
I want to hear you grill them.
Pardon me?
I want to hear you grill them.
Well, no, I mean, it looks really great from the outside, except it looks like has some issues with drainage off the roof and stuff. There are a bunch of drain pipes and stuff that,
I don't know the detail of that.
uh,
Um,
it looks really good from the outside, but there is some drainage, piping that is questionable.
okay,
I can-
I think the front door still isn't on.
That's about the only thing in the front.
And then I think he's got all his landscaping in.
Oh, yeah,
And then I don't know if he needs to do anything with the retaining wall down below. Maybe he needs to put drainage behind that, but
So by my count, we have 7 homes in various
8.
stages of 7 or 8 in various stages of development. All the way from foundation, all the way to almost done.
I can pull it up.
And this is new construction. And then you have a change construction for him, right?
right.
And no other new construction requests well, you would know better than me, like next month, are we gonna see 2 more or?
He is trying to facilitate having his 2 sons build houses.
Okay.
Pretty soon you'll have you doing one.
On, under peak, I think.
Well, the problem with that, although I can appreciate that, it looks like 4 of them are getting close to a finished stage.
That's my understanding.
Yeah, so that takes some of the pressure off, but yeah, so we're inclined not to continue allowing, another start to happen when none of them are being finished. That's a problem. And so in trying to figure out a way, I was trying to think of some other things, because he doesn't mind paying the fee for delays, he'll pay that
Oh,
fee. So what do we
yeah.
increase the fees?
Well, can we? And I'm not sure if this has ever been done. Can we conditionally approve it? Once can we say, hey, this is good to go, but you can't start construction until you've finished these other 4? Is that even
That's
something?
In line of what I was thinking.
Yeah, is that something that can be done? I'm not sure. I don't remember anything specific in policy. I think it would be likely in bylaws or covenants or something from the GM directly that would sort of say like, yeah, the ACC is okay with it, but I'm not going to allow it to start until it's ready, till you're ready to move forward with it.
Defer approval until we have certification that the other 4 are completed.
Yeah, because you've got to do the finals, right, Joel?
That's correct.
You're the spokesman, right?
Yes.
Thoughts on where we're going with this?
I can tell him, I know what his expectation is to close those 4 up as quickly as he can. But I don't know. He's been saying that for a couple months.
Yeah. Well, and on some of them, a couple of years, that's the problem. So, and I understand there's, varying circumstances that happen in
Well,
construction.
yeah, I mean, it's not blaming anybody either. I
Yeah.
mean, we don't know when they'll be done. You say soon, but you might mean soon, and I believe you mean soon, but there are market constraints and things happen.
Or his soon could be. another
Yeah,
year.
my soon is tomorrow. What's your soon? That's, I mean, it's a,
But yeah, I mean, I drive by several construction zones when I drive home. It's one of them's been there since I've been here.
So I guess one of our options on the thing, I don't know that we'd say necessarily deny as submitted, right? Because it's an entire package we haven't even heard yet. So we'd want to hear that, but we don't want to waste time on it either. But we certainly could, I'd say, go ahead and listen to Joel and the whole package. We could defer approval pending some kind of guarantee from Sergey on what his plan is to finish these houses.
well, even outside the guarantee, you could say when the homes are completed. It's not like when you tell me, it's when they're done.
And then we'll
And
release.
then this one will be
build on it.
released and you can dig and cut or do whatever you need to do.
I mean, I wish he was here to discuss that with them, but I mean, I think he understands where we've been going. The last few meetings that haven't been,
Right.
he understands he needs to finish these. And we're getting and we are getting, emails and stuff for these things. Yeah, yeah, getting complaints. So it's like, we really do he needs to understand that. We need to see progress.
Do they have to have a certificate of occupancy here when it's completed?
Yes.
Yes.
So just make it contingent upon receiving that
Yeah, he
certificate.
does- he
We
does
do the
our
inspection.
CFOs for Sudden Valley.
Mhm.
Joel does. So he would be the one, he'll know when Sergey calls for his finals. Joel will go out and do those final inspections and then give him occupancy in the county, we'll give him occupancy. Who does it first? You or the county?
County.
County. first,
Yeah,
right?
county occupancy is required for Sudden Valley Final.
And then Joel will do it.
Sometimes the county will give a temporary occupancy before it's really done. I don't know how
Yeah,
Sudden Valley
depending
feels about
circumstances.
that, but typically once they go out and do their final, it's okay for us to request a final, assuming the outside's all.
Yeah, so you guys' thoughts then?
No, I think that's where we're at. We go ahead and we'll listen to everything, make sure we're there and we do a conditional approval or whatever we want to call it. That this
what a
project can't be
condition.
started until these other, and I would look to Joel for sort of status in those projects so we can decide which four, or you could maybe tell us too, what are the four that should be completed in the next month or two, so that we can say, when these four projects are done, this one's good to go. Does that make sense? So somebody needs to give us an idea of when those houses would be done.
Yeah, and Joanne.
Well, he'll have me do a final inspection request
Okay,
when
okay.
they're ready.
Fees cannot be adjusted by the general manager. They have to be approved by the board of directors.
But only like if we went to a meeting and said, this is what I want to do. So in the board meeting, I would say, this is what we're proposing to do. We can get it approved at that time.
Correct. They have that authority.
It doesn't require a policy change. We could do that. So where I'm going with this, John, just so you know, is my idea was, so Sergey comes back and says, well, gosh, I'm waiting on these particular cabinets or whatever, so I can't finish 4 of the houses that I want to finish. I'm waiting on these cabinets, but I'd be willing to pay an increase in a fee, a deposit. So if he was to delay this next project, the fee would be substantially higher for a delay. So say, how you could lose your deposit at some point, his deposit would be, instead of 5,000, say 10,000. I mean, it's gonna hurt.
So are you saying on the
Hurts
new
the
one?
buyer. If it's a new house, he just passes that on to them.
Well, yeah, what's that? Go ahead.
You're proposing a higher deposit on.
No,
the
no,
new one?
no, I'm saying, I'm saying if say for some reason Sergey could not come back and say, yes, I can finish these 4 houses. Yep, I'll have them done and agree to that, then we would approve this one based, after we hear everything, we'd approve it conditionally on some agreement with Sergey to complete the houses before he starts this. If for some reason Sergey came back and said, I really don't think I can finish these 4 due to some material delays, but I'd be willing to pay a higher fee to get this one started because he really wants to get it started. And the higher fee would only be if if for some reason he starts delaying his new project, we would charge like double the fees we would normally charge.
Well, do you mean the submittal fee or the deposit?
The penalty for extensions and whatnot, the fees for that.
Well, I feel like that's kind of a slippery slope though, because then you open the door for contractors to say, hey, you know what? I'll just pay triple the fees. That way I can start now.
Well, I feel that's what's happening now. It's like they don't mind paying the fees we have because it doesn't hurt, right?
Well, yeah,
So-
yeah, I agree with you that the fee schedule should probably be looked at. But I don't think a specific offer to a specific builder would be appropriate. I think that if I was a builder, I would look at that as like, oh, well, you're offering this guy. Why aren't you offering me the same deal?
Offer everyone that. You could pay triple the fees starting tomorrow.
That is,
Can't we review each one and,
Yeah, each one should be
approve it
reviewed
on
separately. Yeah.
contingent, and they
Yeah.
can begin building until, whatever we come to agreement.
yeah,
Or we might
agree.
finish first.
absolutely. Yeah.
So, I mean, fees or not, I think they just cannot start building until
Yeah.
whatever number.
I
we
would
pick.
think not being able to start your construction is going to hurt you way more.
Right.
Than,
And it solves more problems
fine.
because the residents don't care if there's another fee. They just want fewer construction zones.
Yeah.
Yeah, sitting there. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and it's
Right.
gonna hurt him more if he has to wait until next year because
Yeah.
he's having to wait.
Yeah, that's a much
months.
bigger penalty than any, any monetary fine we could issue.
Okay, so all that being said, then we're in agreement that we are probably, we're gonna hear Joel on this, we're gonna hear John on this, and then we'll make a determination after this to approve it or not approve it based on what we hear. And then if we do approve it, it'll be conditionally approved based on an agreement with Sergey.
I like that.
Okay, very good. Joel? You have
Okay,
the floor, sir.
Okay, so in height, driveway, property coverage, open space, I'll meet the policy very well here. I don't have any big concerns to bring to the ACC. The one question I had was about how the driveway will drain stormwater. This was, John said it was discussed with Sergey. He's committed to get the driveway water into the catch basin.
Isn't this a super slow pitch? No
It
pitch?
is, so the site plan shows a concrete driveway with a catch basin on the left low slope side there. And Indian Ridge goes uphill here, so the driveway will probably have some downward slope. But because I'm just was asking for clarification, is there going to be a swale there? Is there going to be a strip drain in the driveway to get that stormwater into the catch basin? Or is it simply going to hit what might be a concrete curb there if he does that retaining wall and then run into the catch basin? So that's all I was asking for clarification here. And so John says he discusses with Sergey. He's committed to get the driveway water into the catch basin, but he's not sure the best way to accomplish that. He may install a strip drain and connect it directly, or he may have a small curb to direct the water towards the basin. He would like to keep his options open, but if the committee wishes to dictate, he will abide by their decision. Um,
Didn't we have this problem already once with the catch basin that's sitting up really high and they're still trying to determine how to get the water into the catch basin now?
Well, yeah, you have to create a second base. You have to create a second basin and pump it up to the other one.
I
That's what you
think
have to
that,
do.
Joel, you may
Mhm.
understand this better than I, but I think that catch basin in the yard is at a lower elevation than the driveway.
That's how I am picturing it in my mind.
It is. It is, but the end of the driveway isn't higher than that catch basin, right? Where the drain is currently placed, which is out near the ditch. Or am I reading the elevation wrong?
So it should be here. So here's a stormwater plan. And the note says slope driveway to direct stormwater runoff towards SDCB, which is catch basin and filtration trench. Up on the screen here, you can see here is, I'll draw on there. So this yellow, so here's where the catch basin is. And these arrows indicate that the driveway will be sloped this direction. And so I just wanted to clarify. Is it gonna run up against a curb here and then drop into the catch basin, or will they be a strip drain? Across the driveway here that's connected to it. I wasn't sure. So that's where I was asking for clarification.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I think he would argue that that decision is best left until you actually have to do it.
Mhm.
And he may put in a strip drain. I think he's probably inclined to anyway. But curb is not unreasonable. Also, if we think that the water's gonna get across to the top of the retaining wall before, way up before that gets to the catch basin, then
Mhm.
something to kind of direct it rather than having it overflow the wall would make sense.
Yeah.
And I think he's open, if you guys want to impose a constraint of some sort, he's willing to abide by that. But I think he's not sure what the ideal solution would be.
My vote's for a concrete curb to direct it into the catch basin. And that's my 22 years of living here experience telling me that that will work best.
To require him.
Yep. A strip drain there will just clog with mulch and whatever else comes off, needles, and a future homeowner will be dealing with that 10 years from now. You do a concrete curb, you can just pressure wash or sweep it and your drainage is just fine.
So you'd like to stipulate a curb.
Yeah, I would. If that's what it takes to get it to that catch basin.
Yeah, and see, so for me, John, personally, how I am, I prefer to let the builder side, right? Because you're out there and there's field conditions that change and vary, right? But the problem that I've seen over the last few years with Sergey is like, he forgets, oh, I forgot what I even agreed to. Can you tell me again? And that kind of thing. So where I would say a builder, yeah, please do it and do it how you think is best when you're out there. I just don't think it's going to happen. So now we're having to dictate something that may not be the best solution, but at least we know it's something.
Yeah.
Unfortunate, but I don't know why I threw that out there, but
He'll do
that's
it.
where that's coming from.
He'll do it.
Sorry.
Probably
Okay.
begrudging.
Okay.
Well, and having just purchased a strip drain and covers, concrete's probably cheaper. Just the covers are $30 a cover for your driveway. $300. So choking on that.
All right, and so I don't have any other big things to bring your attention. There was a minor thing about, part of the policy is to show you the adjacent adjacent lot home lines. The adjacent lot behind it is actually an SCCA park lot, so there are no homes on that. There is a home being built behind that. And then to the right, there's a home, but this is a triple lot consolidation, and the house is away off of the page there. So minor technical detail. And then the wood cladding on the driveway retaining wall. The spec sheet shows it being horizontal, so they're going to cover their concrete with wood cladding. And this is the retaining wall to the left of the driveway and the walkway leading to the home. And this wood cladding would just be vertical grain instead of horizontal cladding. I've got it up on my screen. You can see the spec sheet.
It's interesting. Then I get that spec sheet. So we didn't get those.
Should be didn't get in your packet.
Yeah, I didn't get them. There was a lot of things I didn't get. It's all right. I'll look
Oh,
at
yeah,
those.
I don't have it either. When it goes to 9.
Oh, those are pre-approved, black roof.
Yeah, I'm good with all that, I think. How about the fencing?
Brown with white trim, garage.
So that is fencing over concrete retaining wall? Siding?
Yeah, some just wood cladding, and that's part of the ACC policies to
Know those houses.
Yeah, I was gonna
cover
say,
it.
Yeah, I know those.
your neighborhood. It'll be vertical though instead of horizontal.
At some point, I'm gonna submit a request to do that at my house.
What?
Exactly that. Build a big retaining wall, put the wall, and then reshape my driveway because it's like
No.
ridiculous. I wish someone like me had been on the board when they built my house.
What else you got?
That's all I got.
Joel,
This
is
is
the
it.
second issue about the
Yeah.
adjacent property, is that, are we allowing a variance for that, or is that?
No, so part of the checklist I go through and part of the ACC policies is to require an adjacent lot have the wall home, the home that's existing on that adjacent lot, have its wall shown
Location.
on its location, so its proximity to this house.
That
On
house, there, I brought it up on the.
the house on this adjacent lot here. This is 3 lots that have been consolidated into
There's how
one.
far it's a long ways.
And the
away.
house sits way
It's
over
a
here.
Huge lot. so.
Just wondered generally,
Yeah.
just because there's a home there. So it's a triple wall neighbor's property.
Yeah, so a lot of times, ACC might consider if there's a home that's being built, proposed to be built here, depending on the height and how close this home is, existing home here, where is it existing on the lot? And their proximity to each other.
I saw. This is falling.
Come down.
Yeah, well, or the item.
On their property.
Instead of the address.
So, yeah.
They run with the house right there.
Yeah, I think there's a deed.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's it, yeah. Oh, okay. Any other comments, questions, or concerns regarding the construction, materials, finishes?
Has he thought about doing a copper roof? Cause I think it'd be really nice addition to the neighborhood. John, come on, smile, buddy.
I wasn't sure if you were serious. I mean, color would.
It'd be
go pretty
great.
well.
You would match that really well.
Unless it turns green.
Everything else.
I mean,
Get a motion then?
I move to approve with the condition.
Hang on, let me go over. it. Okay.
That 4 of the other construction projects be completed before this one be started. And we'll figure out what those properties should be, but honestly, I don't care which ones, as long as there's 4 that get done.
You want to say must complete or provide a definitive construction schedule, timeline, or?
I think they should be complete with
Yeah.
final inspection done.
Evidence of completion.
Yeah.
Evidence.
That's
I
my,
agree.
You really care which 4 it is?
I don't, it doesn't matter to me which 4, just as long as we get 4 of them off the books. So they're done and then he can start another one and then he's got 5 going and that's great. And heck, if he comes with another construction project, we'll see where we're at that point. Cause I'm gonna guess that we probably are gonna see some extension requests here in the next couple months for some of those. For some of the projects.
Hope not.
Yeah, I hope not. That's what he does too. He wants to get them finished. I would,
Yeah.
I can't
Yeah.
figure out one benefit to leave them sit unfinished.
No, he does want to get them done.
I would think, so. Okay, so that's the motion by Rich. I get a second on that?
Second,
Okay, that's Patrick. All in favor with those conditions?
aye.
Okay, that's unanimous. Okay, John, thank you on that one, but I know you're here for another one, so.
Yeah.
So the.
This one we might have
I
to
just
add.
want to know if that's going to automatically get on the next one, next.
Oh, hang on.
There's a
Hang
con-
on a second. We're gonna talk real quick and see you're here and everything.
Okay.
We've already kind of messed up tonight. So this one, let me get this is Indian, so the other one was 7 Palomino.
Little Palomino.
Little Palomino. Okay, guys, so tonight's already been kind of,
Yeah, so this came as a construction change request. So this was 7 Little Palomino was a new construction that was approved and begin construction. John can talk about it too. And so there was a little bit of conversation. Does this need to be like a new submittal, or can this just be a construction change request? So they are asking to change the house. It's a smaller house. It's a smaller footprint, a smaller height. Colors and materials will be the same. The driveway changes sides. But everything is smaller. I'll show you so here's the original home as approved.
Yeah, it's basically square footprint.
Here's our footprint, here's our elevations. Here's the revised footprint and elevations, and I'll show you a side by side.
Quite a change.
So on the left is original, on the right is the revised. So usually with something like, if it was being asked to build a bigger house, we do more review on open space and lot coverage. But because everything is smaller, I recommended you might be able to just do a construction change request, but this is the first time whole house changes happened that I'm familiar with. So there's thought it was the best way to go.
So before it's tonight, they're just asking for a construction change from a larger house to a small house.
Yep. Sounds about right.
It'll stay the same, no finishes changes.
Right. John?
Is the lot is already cleared, right?
Yes.
So just the only other thing I would think this would affect is the landscape plan. To include more landscaping if you're doing smaller house.
Well, it has to be resubmitted to the county, right? So everything's being.
I'd imagine the county, they'll come out and look at your landscape plan and look at disturbed square footage and be counting plants for that, like Wacom planting worksheet.
I think it'd be mandatory.
I don't remember the specifics of this, but typically they haven't allowed a lot of area for landscaping. And so I wouldn't expect that to change, and whatever plants we put together for the original submittal, I assume that basically we're going to be the same, just maybe relocate them.
Okay. Well, I would
It would require more.
I would move to approve the change request with the appropriate county permits or whatever changes the county requires. I mean, it's great that everything shrunk. Probably more appropriate for that lot anyway.
Do you just want Sergey to bring the county permit into?
Yeah, he can, just give Joel whatever paperwork he submits with the county, also give it to Joel. That works for me.
We're gonna have to give this an item number then. We haven't done that.
24,
Well, we already got a 24, don't we?
25.
Do we have a 20? Yeah, 24. Oh, no, 24 is 7 is Little Palomino. Very nice. Okay, number 24 is gonna be Little Palomino. Or item 25, because item 24 is on our agenda as new business. So 7 Little Palomino.
Yep.
Court.
It's a change construction.
John, do you know what kind of impenetrable rock it is?
Hardening.
No. Isn't it the same everywhere in Sudden Valley?
Sandstone.
It's usually sandstone out here, yeah.
Oh, by the way, I think it's been a while since we've actually received notice of decisions.
Yes, it has.
Oh,
We
yeah.
just found that out. So that is being rectified as of today.
Okay.
But I appreciate that. Yeah. Been a while.
And that's one reason I'm here, is I wouldn't know otherwise,
Really?
or that's what I feel. Yeah. So
Yeah. Okay, so the motion on the table is move to approve. What was your condition? I'm sorry.
Oh, no condition with the county permits,
Oh.
appropriate, paperwork, documentation and permits. So
Okay, move to approve with appropriate county
Basically, you want county sign off.
And that's Rich's motion. Did I get a second on that?
A second.
Daniel for the second. All in favor with the motion and comment?
Bye.
Yeah, that's unanimous. That worked out, got it on the agenda.
Thank you very much.
Okay,
And now I've got something to spur Sergey.
okay, what one is that one?
There you go.
Oh.
Happy to help.
All right, what's next do you have?
I've got, there's two more. There's, Chad's here for 30 Jubilee
Oh,
and another one that
oh, here's 30 Jubilee.
You want to do that one first, 30 Jubilee?
didn't make it on agenda.
I got 30 Jubilee. I've got 9 Fawn Court too.
Yep, I do too.
Yeah,
I think so.
yeah, the
Oh,
208,
we do have Polo Park, right? That's on this agenda. No, we don't. Yes, we do.
it is on there, yeah,
It's
okay.
on this one. Okay, so thank you, Diane. So item number 21, we're gonna hear first, which is 208 Polo Park Drive. It's a variance request. I do not have that in my agenda, so I will let Rich handle that one.
You have
Do
it?
you have any paperwork? Oh, you don't have paperwork either.
Down on the nose.
Okay, all right, Joel, go ahead and discuss.
Okay, it's listed on the agenda as an
No,
item,
it's on
but
the-
there's no,
On my agenda, it's up here, 208 Polo Park.
It
I
doesn't,
don't know when this came out.
doesn't have an item number though? What's?
Yeah, item 21, it says. Yeah, item. number-
right, the top of the second page.
It's not on mine.
But is there-
Mine on mine, second page is 40.
What's the request?
Okay.
One of mine's 45 Jasper Ridge.
So normally something like this would just go directly to admin as a variant as this, but I can let Chad help explain it as well, just so I don't get it wrong, but essentially.
It's kind of a unique situation with our
Go
site
ahead.
plan review with Whatcom County. There is a creek in the back with the buffer zone. They understand that I'm going to need to go for a reasonable use application for this one due to the buffer zone requirement. They had asked me to see if I can get a front yard setback from you guys and pull the house forward. This might be weird. This might be one of the first variances requests I don't mind getting denied. Because it actually, I think it causes some issues, but I have to go through the formalities to apply for the front, for the reasonable use permit with keeping the house where it is, so I can still do the mitigation landscaping, but they wanted me to do this first.
They wanted you to come here to see if you could pull the house forward.
Or 10 feet on Polo Park, right in front of Polo Park Drive, entrance, gate 5.
That puts
9.
the setback at 10 feet too?
Yeah, that's bringing the, from a 20 to a 10.
Okay.
To,
Actual structure.
yeah. Which then I do a side entry, but then by doing that, I don't meet the county requirement of 2 on-site parking. I have a 5 foot easement onto the county or the Sudden Valley right away, shared driveway, which is fine for that access, but then I only got 6 feet of property. Where do I park without really causing legit issues?
Sounds like we could do you a favor by denying your request.
Yes, you can.
Yeah, I don't think I'd like it as a homeowner either. I mean,
It's
from my house right up on the road.
I did email in, but that might have been during the time when Deb was doing her leaving. And so it didn't quite paperwork get to the trail. I think I did email Joel. He was on the email with Deb
Yeah,
of the site plan with 3 different scenarios, the original, the pulled forward, or keeping it with doing a side access, still front entry garage.
I'll show you. Here's the.
There's
site
the
plan.
original.
Where's the wetland?
It's back behind, up above here, where the,
That's the creek that flooded out and almost washed
Mm.
out the deck of the neighbor's house.
and so this is with existing 22 feet, right, garage to property line.
Option 2, is that,
This is with the angled driveway.
yeah, that's the original application we did with site plan review.
you can see the buffer zone, right? All of this is inside the 100-foot buffer.
There's nowhere to move the house out of the buffer zone, period. So we are going to apply for a variance use. The whole yard will be turned into a mitigation landscaping, which takes it back to all native look, which meets a nice aesthetic look of Sudden Valley and the houses around there. And demographically, a lot of our buyers are not wanting yards in the first place. And then that is the second option, pulling it forward, doing a side entry garage off of that's the result of doing a 10-foot yard, front yard setback variance.
Yeah, I don't like.
I will be coming into the garage from the side. They'll be parking in front of the garage. And we've shrunk the house quite a bit to help with the mitigation landscaping.
I will move to deny. I don't like it either. I wouldn't like it as a homeowner and don't like it as.
Then here's the original location with a side entry garage. Because here's the thing, once I go in for the county for the reasonable use, even though it's private property in Sudden Valley, Public Works gets to pipe in and they will not like the front entry pulling out into the gate 9 entrance.
Yeah.
So that's the first time that Whatcom County Engineering can actually have a little more say with the roads in Sudden Valley. We feel this would be a more aesthetic looking house kept this way, allows great usage for the future buyers, parking access. It takes the parking and allowing someone to be pulling forward out onto Polo Park. So in all ways, I think this meets a lot more safety standards and everything else. Yep. And I can't do much change because there is utility stubs right in the middle. That's what caused the original driveway to turn at an angle once it come off the property.
I'll second your motion.
Yeah.
Any other comments? Concerns?
I just need a letter.
All in favor?
Aye.
Denying?
Yeah.
That's unanimous.
And not move it 10 feet forward.
And then,
I like that.
Yep.
That was easy.
you will get that letter, right, Joanne? Yep. Okay, Chad, you have another one?
Yes, we have 30 Polo Park or 30.
Jubilee. Okay, hang on, that's item 21 on this page.
It may be the first and last lot in Sudden Valley with no trees on it.
No trees, really?
Beautiful golf course access, though.
Oh, man.
Okay, so now we are going to item number 13, 30 Jubilee, new construction request. All right, Joel, you take it whenever you're ready.
Sure. This was this was an easy one. Right, there's no trees to be removed. It's a grassy lot. Trees were cleared some time ago. I think the builder, you guys plan to choose specific plant species at a later date. Is that
Yeah,
right,
I'm
the landscape
still,
plan?
I still got to consult with landscapers sometimes where to the best the best bushes for the valley, as in not being eaten up by the deer and stay put. And they're going to do a lot of native landscaping in front and leave the grass in the back, which rolls into the golf course look. They do have grandkids that they would love to have their kids somewhere to play.
Isn't most of the grass in the back golf course property?
No, it's on our property.
All of it or some of it?
There's a ditch, right?
I live there and the property line doesn't go straight with the ditch.
It goes at an angle.
Yeah, a very steep.
Yeah.
There's your.
Yeah, I mean, that's all back to the property.
Yeah. Yep.
I believe there's more golf course property than
Oh, probably. What spot?
So where was I? So plants, they'll say new evergreen tree with raised planter beds, river rock, native landscaping, mulch, native ground covered, sword ferns. There is a lot of existing, the lot is essentially grass. Some of it's been maintained by neighbors, some of it's just overgrown. There's no trees, tree canopy to cut down and replant. And so the planting worksheet only shows 350 square feet of total planting area. But I think this is just about the
That's
disturbed area,
Yeah.
right? That you would then.
their thing
replant.
is all about what I disturb. And if it's within, they have a
Mhm.
10-foot buffer, you can do whatever you want, but anything outside of that, you have to replant. I'm estimating about 350 square feet. I'm going to be disturbing outside of their 10-foot buffer around the house.
Mhm. So that 350 square feet is not reflective of the amount of landscaping shown here, but currently it exists as just grass. So I think that, county would see any additional shrubs and trees as an improvement than just grass. as
This
landscape.
house is for someone already living in gate one. They are wanting to purchase it from us and move into this house, and they help. This design is a lot of their inspiration off of it, of their similar existing house they have right now in Sudden Valley. So they're already very accustomed to the rules, the landscaping, the rules. They love gate one. They love the idea that there's all of a sudden a golf course view came open.
This amount. That you disturb.
I'm not sure how long it was, but
Footage, okay.
all called me and we said, write the offer now, please.
You need to plan.
We already have a homeowner wanting it.
And I know that the deer don't eat October maples
And so that's where they come up.
and they're nice trees, beautiful.
with square footage of the.
They have a very beautifully landscaped lot up on Windward, so they are very familiar with what. They live on Windward on gate one, so they have a
Crazy.
really nicely landscaped lot that seems to be do very well with the deer. Right on the corner of, before you turn down the marina.
It's all gas.
They have an older house, about, I don't know, 5 years old.
A lot. I think the neighbors. This is all.
I think so. There's a corner lot there. As you're going through Windward, then you would turn down the marina. Yeah, right there. Their house now. It's gonna be an easy move.
It's currently grass.
Oh, they love the deer.
Lawn darts. Does it meet all the,
And they love living out here, so.
any height requirements or anything that?
Everything else meets the requirements for height, driveway slope, driveway's essentially flat. The property coverage is, almost right at the maximum there. Same with open space. Height's 18 feet, 10 inches. I can show you any of those. And then the only other bullet point I have is the builder is proposing to scratch coat the retaining wall for the driveway. So normally policy requires wood cladding or exposed aggregate is generally accepted. So scratch coat and painting scratch coat and painting a retaining wall does require ACC committee approval. Anything that isn't explicitly stated as approved in the policies. So wood cladding, like we saw in One Indian Ridge, is an approved form of cladding for exposed concrete. So he's going to have a retaining wall for your driveway. And so the spec sheet.
How big is that wall gonna be? This one, we're talking this one, right?
Right.
Side. A lot of retaining wall.
It is.
Yeah.
So where's that all visible from?
It would be just to the left of the driveway. The house looks like it has wall cladding all the way down.
Yeah.
Is that right, Chad?
What's that?
Oh, just your retaining wall.
Yeah, the retaining wall is only for the side and the front of the driveway. It is, we do a rolled floor, so we don't have to fill the whole garage up with tons of fill. So there's crawl space under that. So it's we try to minimize how much retaining wall we have to do. I think on the landscape plan, shows a bunch of shrubbage going in there to in the screen and I can't remember.
Landscape? This one here,
Yeah, not very much.
ferns and shrubs. Which is
Native
grass.
ground,
now.
so it's whatever's there now. Tree-eating ferns and.
The neighbor has a really beautiful tree right there on the corner.
So it'd be painted the body color, is that right?
Yes.
It's Sherwin-Williams Anonymous. No, it's another form of gray.
That's 20 Jubilee.
30 Jubilee.
on the back.
Did you guys have any issues with retaining wall being scratch and painted versus having cladding on there like? typically?
I don't know that the cladding would necessarily look that good in that specific instance. This is,
Right, I tend to agree with
that's
you.
gonna be up here.
Oh,
I know you love hearing that and save money, but I tend to agree in this case, it kind of,
It's not about money on that. It's actually a maintenance issue.
yeah.
I build a lot of high-end homes and only even them do not take great care of their siding, their cedar shingles stuff. And a year later, it's starting to deteriorate. It goes away.
Yeah.
These are an older couple. They probably are not going to be able to be out there staining it on a regular basis. So we try to generate a product that's going to be user-friendly, long-lasting, not deteriorate in a very longer. And up here in the Northwest, we get some extreme weather changes and I've done the wood cladding. 2 years later, I got called back. Can you tear it out and replace it?
Yeah.
Even though we double stained it with the PPG solid and logging, which is $175 a gallon. In 2 years, it still started going south.
How do you find the scratch and paint? That holds up or having?
Yeah, we use a
That's just
concrete
the-
paint.
Yeah.
This is the.
The lazy builders use regular house paint.
You know,
2 years later, it starts flaking. We clean, wash it, seal it. We actually put a chemical on it, then we paint it with a.
Okay.
I
And
did-
that's a problem. Some people do a
I
bad
did some
job.
concrete paint and it's lasted more than 10 years.
Yeah,
So-
I agree. If it's done correctly,
And
it
you can pressure wash it to
I'll
clean
talk
it.
to you.
It's great.
We believe in longevity of the house. I mean.
Yeah.
Our saying is building, was building for a lifetime, last a lifetime and stuff. We would hope that this is their last house. They don't have to do anywhere, go anywhere. They don't have to maintenance it a lot.
Well, I move to approve.
I have a question first.
And I do feel finish my house is fairly timely.
Go ahead, Jody.
Are you building something on 9 Longshore Drive Road?
We are going in for a shoreline permit here shortly, so we can design a home and build it. That's gonna take a while because of the
I
shoreline.
mean, it's about that big mountain of dirt on it. It's been there about,
Oh, that's gonna disappear.
well, it's been there about 2 years and
We were not able to remove it end of last year because of the watershed time. We got tied up quite a bit on 2 lots in Sudden Valley due to some culvert issues, rock, and we got delayed with our excavation guys. So we are gonna be removing it and regrooming it.
and
We usually have bark on it.
when do you think you're gonna start building something on that lot?
When can we do something?
No building. So
That unfortunately, with the time frame of getting in there and doing excavations, we can only do about 4 to 5 homes a year in the valley with the time frame of excavation foundation. So we are going to be tackling that next year.
yeah, and he can't move the dirt until June. He can't do that till June.
And you're gonna move the mountain in June?
Yeah, we'll be removing that
So-
and then restoring it with with the hog fuel bark and mulch, to keep it reserved and leave it there for the deer to have their beds. There's a lot of deer that bed in there. We used it for a staging yard when we did 18 inlet where there was nowhere to put anything, go anywhere, store trucks, vehicles, and everybody was yelling at me for being in the road. So we said, can I park my stuff here?
Yeah,
So I'm sorry we didn't get it cleaned up in time.
well, I think the neighbors in that area would appreciate something happening to that lot.
I
So,
will. And they'll appreciate that when we do build the house, we'll increase the value of their home by 10% more than the next builder.
There you go.
that's what's gonna happen. 30 Jubilee.
And I think the neighbors are probably mad that they didn't buy the lot.
Okay, so item number 13, 30 Jubilee, new construction currently has a motion of approval by Rich. Can I get a second?
Second,
Patrick, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, that's unanimous.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Chad. Appreciate your time, man. What's that?
But I'm going to.
Oh, yeah, yeah. What about it?
I was just wondering if you had a good vibe and see what it actually, how it's come out.
Yeah, I did actually drove by there. I like how it looks. I think it turned out nice. Yeah, yeah.
Go by. Yeah, thank you.
Hey,
I
Chad.
call it the Skyway. The Sky Bridge. Okay, Joel, did you have any more?
Yeah, so there's well, I have another new construction, 7 Stable Lane for John Helmseth. He's not here currently.
It's a 7 Stable Lane. This is a
If,
variance request?
Yeah, if you want to get to review some items from the last, I think it was the 4/20 ACC meeting for 63 Harborview. There was some exterior alteration requests from Boris, who is in attendance. It's not, the 63 Harborviews are not on this agenda. They were on a previous agenda. He did not hear back about.
Rich, are you familiar with this one, right? This is the one we're waiting.
Oh, yeah, let's talk about it.
I can, yeah, since he's here, we can do him
Thanks,
first
man.
if you like. And I can show you the documentation for a refresher on.
The
on
lights are
screen.
getting ready to go out. We're leaving. You're like, what's going on?
Yeah, I didn't receive any notices from the last meeting also, so
So apparently.
I
he
talked to
has
Joel and then
items, So.
Yeah, and
I'll pull him up here.
he brings it up, we'll be able to.
so I had 3 items on there. The first item was a parking spot. I have a temporary parking up above 63 Harborview Drive. And I have to retain that wall because of the slope. I want to put in a permanent parking.
Let me get down. You want to talk about the parking one first? So the parking one, I believe was, I think it was deferred,
That was-
but
yeah, so the
pending.
Parking one and the retaining wall to hold the parking there need to go through Sudden Valley staff.
Mhm.
'Cause it's on the right of way.
So that's, yeah, that's
And it would
this
be a
one here.
permanent structure over
Mhm.
that parking pad up, so.
And
It
so-
would be a block
Block
retaining
wall,
wall.
Sorry, yeah.
And so that has, that REPA has been submitted to staff and maintenance, and they've sent it back with some comments just for some clarifying information. So it's not approved yet.
Okay, so it
and-
did go to staff, so they're
Mhm,
reviewing it.
mhm.
Okay.
And this is, an example of the block wall. So this is a retaining wall here in the green lines and a new parking space in the Sudden Valley right away. That's the blue. So that's one item. That's item number 9.
Is that a tree removed?
No, that's a big maple I left.
You have to,
The first retaining wall will jog around the tree.
They're gonna go
Right
around
on the
it.
property line.
Yeah.
And then I'll have a smaller retaining wall up a little higher.
Okay.
It's gonna help retain
A tier.
driveway itself. My
Mm.
original submittal was to do like rock. Cause I have a steepish driveway, I'd retain it with rocks. But this system would work better for me. Nicer landscaping, and I think it works out better with the driveway.
A little finer.
so that was one.
There, on that street, there's not much shoulder anywhere on either side.
No.
So it'd be nice to have a parking spot in the road.
And then the other item, so these stairs were approved. Then the other item,
The other item was to go from retaining wall to retaining wall on the driveway.
mm,
That's I should have written 22 feet. It says 22 feet in the description.
Yeah, it was an increase.
It's
from
drawn
22.
on there as 22 feet in the plan. Sudden Valley usually wants 20 feet for the driveway. It would tie everything together nicer. I'd have a little more room for parking because I have to put up a railing on either side. So the left side will dive into my porch. I plan to pour up to the porch one level, and the right side is quite steep off the ground. I have to put a railing there.
Remember what the question was. In a crap.
All right, so basically, I'm calling this item number 26, 63 Harbor View variance request. Is that what?
It would be a variance request, yeah, to have a wider driveway than the 20 feet allowable. Right, and so that's what it's listed as.
I think one of the questions we had was, does it affect the lot coverage requirements? And then something about drainage, I remember.
Mhm.
So that, yeah, originally it's drawn from retaining wall to retaining wall. I'm not certain the calculations, but that the porch, it's not concrete. I converted that to a deck,
Okay.
pervious.
Yeah, it's probably only about maybe an extra 40 square feet if you're going 2 feet on either side.
Yeah.
Well, 20, 80 square feet. Yeah, so originally, originally the property coverage and open space rules. So this was with the original submittal, it doesn't look like it would be,
Okay.
Affecting it.
I knew.
Yeah, I think really the only thing that would hold you up is if Sudden Valley said you can't do that parking spot, then you would have to come back to the drawing board, right?
If I can't do a parking, it's just gonna have to be just native soil.
Are you doing,
I suspect Future, homeowners might still attempt to use it as parking.
Yeah, well,
That's kind of the issue.
we're not saying no, we're just saying if staff comes back and says, no, we can't do a parking spot, you still need the driveway to be that wide? Or would it be the 20-foot wide?
No, the driveway I preferred, regardless, I wanted at 22 feet.
Okay,
would it be 2 feet on either side of the
Right now, I have,
currently existing driveway?
no,
Or
it'd be
4
1
feet?
foot on either side. My garage is 22 feet wide. And the retaining wall that I have running into the house on either side, they're 22 feet apart. And it makes more sense to kind of tie it all together as one slab and then have a rail. Otherwise, if I bring it in, then I have a steps down to the other retaining wall. And just tying it together and putting a railing there makes it a little more complicated.
makes more sense. Okay. Yeah, well, I move to approve it.
So then the way I have it now would be item number 26, 63 Harbor View. Variance request. And the motion would be moved to approve the variance for the training, or for the, retaining wall, the parking area and the driveway increased, pending SVCA approval for the parking required. And any county permits. Fair.
Yeah, and we approved the stairs, as I remember, yeah.
Okay, so
We're
that's
just approving 1 more foot on either side of the.
Yeah. So basically, you can barely make it out, but the corners of the foundation are about a foot out from the driveway. So the driveway is just gonna match to those corners,
Okay.
basically, roughly.
and I'll second that. And then all in favor of that?
Aye.
Comments? Okay, that's unanimous. Way to get that on the agenda.
And then just to be clear, so it's on the record, you're gonna put a rail on the right side for,
I believe it's gonna be code.
yeah,
The right side and partially on the left side.
yeah, for the drop, yeah.
Yes.
Thank you for your patience.
And regarding the parking spot,
So everything's been approved and then that'll be up for SVCA. We'll have to go out and they'll probably meet with you or call you or talk to you about it and they will determine whether or not you can do that. But we're saying that you can, so now it's up to them to make the final determination, work it out with them.
thank you, appreciate it.
Thank you. Okay, item.
Got one more,
Yeah, one more.
7 stable lane, yeah,
Oh, yeah, I found
this is a new construction.
7 stable lane.
Okay, 7. Holy smokers.
Yeah.
7 stable lane. I have a variance request.
So there was there was originally a variance request for this one submitted. And I can show you it. I think I included them with the packet.
This,
These variance was submitted and approved back in,
February.
yeah,
Yeah,
there's,
the letter.
there's a letter approving the variance. So this variance, looking at the drawing I have up on my screen, you can see where the house sits on the lot. And this 20-foot corner lot on the left side setback. And so the variance asked for the home to be moved into that setback.
This one we're just looking at?
Oh, sorry. Yeah. I gotta resume my share. There we go. So the house was proposed to be removed into this 20-foot setback here. So we have a corner lot. So you have to have 20-foot setbacks away from all the streets. So there's a road coming down here.
Street is that?
This is Stable Lane, and this road, I believe. Well,
What's
what's,
the one we're talking about?
yeah, that's the name of that one is Highwood Circle.
Yes, I went up that, sir.
So the variance was approved, but the variance only references moving the house into that 20-foot setback. And on here, there's no mention of where the driveway position would be on this home. And there's no mention of the driveway in the description of the variance. So this variance was approved to move the house into the setback. But part of ACC policy requires that any driveway needs to be 30 feet away from any intersection. So this,
Work.
yeah, so this High Cliff or Highwood Circle. It is a one-way roadway.
Yeah, keep that in mind, Rich. It is a one-way road.
Yeah, it does serve it serves 7 homes and 2 undeveloped lots. So it's not a
Busy street
it's not a
at all.
busy street.
This one shows this one shows the driveway on the front of that lip.
And looking at the landscaping plan. Yeah, so the driveway goes to Stable Lane.
But it'll be too close to the intersection is what we're saying.
Yeah, correct. According to the policy. So the policy requires it to be 30 feet away from this intersection. And as it sits, I think it's approximately driveway position on the site plan is 21 feet from the left side lot line. And then additionally, the Highward Circle, the actual pavement encroaches into their lot by some feet. So it's closer than 30 feet, which is required by policy.
Oh, so, okay, so the road is actually on their property.
Yes.
Yeah.
The road comes down here and actually cuts into the pavement cuts into their property a little bit, like right around there on a site visit. You can find this corner. There's a nail that they pound into the pavement. They mark it with spray paint, so you can see where it is. So it puts the distance. That 30 foot we're talking about is the distance from the edge of this driveway to the roadway.
So are they wanting a variance for that corner or are they wanting direction on how the driveway should be moved?
So they were. It was the builders believe that his variance included that driveway.
Oh, this variance request.
Right, but I said, that it doesn't appear there's any mention of the driveway. The driveway's not on the site plan.
Okay.
Doesn't show the driveway.
Right, so something
What's
to
their-
consider.
What's their thought now? Where they still want the driveway there?
Yeah, in my conversation with him, he wants to still submit this as is. And see if it will be approved with the driveway in its current position.
Stable Lane is busier than the other street.
Well, yeah, but I'm just.
Yeah, I know, like the-
Garage.
The minor problem.
Topography. It drops off, right?
It's slope from Stable Lane. It slopes just pretty gently up the hill. It's not, I wouldn't consider it to
I
be
was just
a steep
wondering if,
lot.
like, this angle, like, could it be? Curved out a little.
Let me see if I have some.
See, the driveway is much of an issue just for the fact of the location of the streets I think they are in the location. For me, that's just my opinion.
I'm more worried about traffic on stable lane, but
Yeah.
I was just thinking.
Yeah, I hear you.
is there-
Mhm.
I mean, does this solve any problems by kind of clearing the driveway a little bit?
No.
I don't know if it does. I don't know if
I
it
think
gives them
that-
enough extra space.
Yeah, I think that's the intent is to move your, it says where your driveway intersects. This roadway needs to be 30 feet away from
Yeah.
the intersection.
Well, and I guess kind of the problem I see, I'm a car coming down the road this way, stop sign or something.
Mhm.
And there's 3 cars parked right here in the driveway. Now I can't see traffic coming up stable lane this way. You know, let's say they park a truck there or a van. And it kind of blocks it. The closer you get to that intersection, the more whatever's there is gonna block your view and you proceed out and somebody who's not speeding, doing the total speed limit and being a good driver, T-bones you.
Here's a, I don't have it on my computer, but here's a photo, looking at this is looking up.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Up
yeah.
the one-way road.
Yeah. I used to have a friend that lived over in that area, so I've
Mhm.
driven it a time or two.
You can see that.
My only argument I would have against that is that you could have any car can park there on the road.
Well, yeah, absolutely. And I mean, with the house going here, that's gonna become an issue anyway. But you're more likely to have, so if your driveway's right here and it's only so close, let's say you invite 5 people over, your driveway is now full, so people are gonna park here. Someone's gonna park on this corner. And likely not turn the corner and get over here. I don't know. And especially with the pavement being over the property line, people are gonna see that as sort of an invitation to be in that general vicinity anyway. But I don't necessarily see a solution here either. I think the variance kind of has to include it. In its current configuration, the only other option is to turn the house and point the driveway to stable lane. And I don't know if that, I don't even know if that's a possibility based on what's on the lot. Is it cleared? It's not cleared yet,
We're
right?
not here just for the driveway.
No, this is a new construction, but this is one of the items that, I'm flagging for.
Yeah, the variance is
ACC
part of the
to-
new construction packet.
So though this variance has been previously approved. So they got this variance approved to move the house in its setback. Now they're doing this is the new construction on our agenda today.
Do we have? Well, mine on here just says variance request, there's variance
I-
request and new.
And I think it was
On-
mislabeled.
Yeah, you have it on both sides. So your variance request is here. There's your new construction.
Ah,
Hmm.
So it just got copied in.
Yeah.
And then I have the spec sheet next, but here is the here's the approval for the variance request. But the variance didn't include the driveway. So they got approval for the setback stuff. But we didn't know where the driveway was gonna be when we approved it. Now we know where the driveway is gonna be in the new construction packet. Well, I think, assuming there's no other issues with the construction, which I didn't see anything marked as a major issue here. I would think the simplest solution would be to turn the house. I mean, it's not like
Yeah.
they don't have a lake view or anything there, so it's not like it's gonna affect anything in that aspect.
Turn the house to, which way?
so your driveway would come up on that.
Turn the,
High
on
court.
that side, yeah,
Oh, so the driveway enters from High Court. Turn the
Yeah,
house
yeah,
90
yeah.
90 degrees.
yeah.
The side of your house, the end of your house would be on stable lane. Front of your house would be the high court.
Mhm.
Well, and I mean, it seems to make sense that you would want your house facing the lesser of the trafficked roads. That's, I mean,
For safety reasons. Oh, yeah.
elevation changes.
Yeah.
it wasn't too steep.
Yeah, I'm not sure what that involves for the builder, and
Front of the lot is at 4.
could be an option for him.
Back of the lot's at 506.
And I don't know. I mean, I'll-
Lot, it's more of an option than if it's.
Mhm.
Great.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah, so I don't always know what the solution is,
This
but
the
I know what the
topography
problems are.
Is that the right-
No, that the wrong survey got put in there as well. I had to get, I do have a copy of the new survey or the correct survey. It's a hard copy.
Okay.
It's the same survey you see on the site plan there that's used. And then the survey didn't include showing the extent of the pavement. I do have let's see.
Well, I mean, turning it, the geometry doesn't really change all that much. Might actually be able to move it a little further
Mhm.
forward. And or a shorter driveway. So it might save them some money by turning it. But I don't, is it a requirement that the address change? I don't think so.
He might have to.
Because
It should. but
there's a house at the corner of Sweet Clover and Clematis that has a Clematis address, but the driveway is on Sweet Clover Circle. And I thought that was odd that they did that. And so there must
Mhm.
not be a requirement.
On, Paul Circle or something and it's got the driveway's over there, but the address is on Granite.
Yeah.
It'd be like that.
So I don't think it would change their address necessarily,
Mhm.
but
Yeah, I don't know the details of it.
well, I think that gives us the best solution rather than trying to
Mhm.
work with the intersection. Cause if if they turn it, then it puts it up and you're not gonna be worrying about people barreling down the one-way circle. That's just my opinion on it.
There's, oh, no. Oh, my battery just died. Oh, my battery on my computers is calling it quits here.
That's a
Something
sign of a
happened.
good meeting.
Yeah. You have a chart, you've got power. Still on, but.
They don't show the other house next to that.
Doesn't look like there is one. There's one on the other side of Highwood Circle.
Oh, yeah, no, there is one. This is the lines right there, right? Is that red detail? Yeah,
Wow.
You're talking up stable or,
yeah, next door unstable to the right,
yeah, I see.
if you're facing the front of the house.
So those trees that are coming down are actually.
So-
on this guy's
So
property?
they appear to be, the ones that are up on the screen there do appear to be shared trees with the neighbor. So he has, and I think I put that in my report. He has verbally said that he does have approval from the neighbor. As I recommend getting that putting that in writing.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And then there was one additional tree. Those two additional trees ribboned. These ones, fir and the cedar were ribboned together. And which I don't think were originally indicated on the site plan as being removed. But they are ribboned out there. There was another tree. A fir tree, which you can see from looking up High Cliff. A big fir tree up in this right corner, which was ribboned for removal on the site, but it wasn't indicated on the survey or the site plan. Somewhere around there. And to the best of my knowledge.
Yeah, I mean, the elevation difference
Mhm.
based on this. is 10 feet maybe. Front to back.
Yeah, it's a fairly relatively flat lot.
Oh. On your, his driveway has got this swirl. Is that
Yeah.
21 feet from there to there? Or
Uh,
is it from here?
No, from here. Yeah, I usually don't include these flares
Yeah, good.
as the distance. Mhm.
Well, I think the biggest thing,
Mhm.
we have to worry about here is the driveway. What's the
Mhm.
recommendation there. I think my opinion is turn the house.
Mhm. There-
And I don't think, based on the footprint and the elevation, you're still gonna be digging almost the same footprint. Doesn't seem to change it that much.
Mhm.
Just your driveway would now be probably 30+ feet away from that intersection.
Mhm.
And your house faces the other road.
Yeah, there could be a few different solutions.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't have to offer a solution really, do we? Just, we have.
Right.
Well,
I-
we
I-
granted the variance request to move the house. So that's been approved. So we have to,
Theoretically, you probably should not have granted that since the.
without the driveway, yeah.
So they probably could not.
So basically, we're trying to offer a solution for the homeowner that fits within the approved variance request.
Yeah, because the driveway now currently would be too close to this intersection here.
Right.
So it's only 21 feet away, we require 30.
What other options might you?
Might be,
Those are
it,
garages.
it might be easy for a designer to mirror the house.
Oh.
And then you keep
okay,
the same
yeah.
plan, your driveway's on the other side. Could be an
Okay, yeah,
option.
that would be easy too. So I think those are two, at the very least, two very easy options. Flip the floor plan or turn the house. And I think both would, again, this is just my opinion. I think that they would involve very little cost changes, if any. I'm not an expert.
All right, so, trying to figure out what those tables. So then the motion on the table,
But aside from that, everything else looks good. Right?
Right, yep,
Everything, all the rest of this looks good.
yeah, spec sheet, the color,
I love the body color of the house, the smoky blue. It's a beautiful color.
driveway is nice.
want to see an option on the driveway.
Well, I think
Here's the driveway.
I think we just make a couple of recommendations and say either of these would work. Just let us know which one you want to do. Can we undo a variance? I hate to do that.
Do we want to say that it's approved on the condition that the driveway not come within the 30 feet from an intersection?
So
Then that leaves it
yeah.
open to them is what they want to do, if they want to swap, flip it, or if they want to, move the house.
Oh, yeah, that works. Yeah, I just want to at least give them an option that we think would work.
So,
Mhm.
problem I have on my agenda, so it says variance request, so we would be denying the variance request. You're not gonna allow the driveway to be moved
Well,
No.
So
We already approved a variance request.
for the house.
Mhm.
for the position of the house, so the house could still,
You can move the house, but not the driveway.
I think the variance can still stand and say the house can be within these,
Yeah.
4 foot of the 20-foot corner lot setback. But your driveway
Absolutely, yeah.
needs to exist somewhere else.
Okay, so here's something that we should consider, right? So we gave the approval for them to move the house. Driveway should have been on there. We should have realized that before we gave it up. Yeah, now we kind of put them in a position that their house could be moved, but now we're saying you can't move the driveway. We want you to redo your house. So we're looking at 9 feet. We only want 30, it's 21 feet off the intersection. So just take this all in consideration. So that intersection right there comes off the hill. I forget the street, Highland Circle or something.
I would circle.
I would. Only a couple houses, right? 3 or 4 homes. There, there's not very much traffic at all. Just think of that, so you're not really impeding that many people. Or we're gonna ask them to flip their house or redesign it.
Well, yes. But we're saying, here's your driveway coming out this way. Now your driveway comes out 10 feet further over.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think that's really. I don't think it's that unreasonable.
It's a safety concern. Is that
Yeah, I
right?
mean,
Yeah, that's-
because
yeah.
as more houses get built, as traffic increases, we're creating a strain on an intersection that we don't need to create. We could avoid it by just doing one of these other two options.
All right, right, fair enough. Yeah, I just. wanna
Just,
clarify.
I mean, let's, 5 years down the road, if there's 3 more houses and,
Exactly.
or even the existing houses, maybe they have 2 or 3 kids and they all have a car and now you're seeing
Yeah, yeah.
much more. I mean, I'm experiencing it in my neighborhood. That everyone's got more kids that are driving and I see, 30 cars a day where I used to see 1. That, 20 years ago versus today. Also, Sergey built a bunch of houses behind him. That. They got finished after like 4 years. One of them sat foundation for 2 years. Not even touched. It was just an open foundation for 2 years.
Oh, the new construction. So this is really supposed to be new construction. It wasn't supposed to be variance.
Yeah,
was
it
supposed
should have
to be
been
new construction.
not listed
So,
variance.
We're gonna change the agenda then. So instead of variance request for 7 Stable Lane, I'm gonna write new construction.
I would say new construction with variance review.
Yeah, that's why I don't like commingling. Now we're gonna approve one and not the other. They're
Yeah.
attached.
I included the variance to give you some, just that additional information that, hey, this variance was submitted, it was
Well, I
approved.
do
and
like
yeah,
it on
yeah.
new construction. It's good to know what you're gonna
Right.
face, right? Okay, so this one we're changing, item number 27 Stable Lane to, new construction with variance review. And then the motion on the table for 7 Stable.
The motion is to approve it. As long as the driveway fits within the policy where it needs to be 30 feet from the intersection.
And then because that road, High Cliff Lane encroaches on his property. Are you gonna specify that it's
What's the problem?
30 feet away from the
So there's a good
of
example.
the
See,
pavement
that
or?
asphalt- That asphalt actually was poured on their property
Yeah.
for some reason. I'm not sure why.
So their corner of their lot is this red dot right here, shoots up the.
Isn't that weird?
What is that? What, 3 to 5 feet roughly? From the dot to the edge?
I estimate it's about 4 to 5.
Yeah, so does that fix our 20-foot setback? No, still needs to be 30, right?
Well, the language talks
No,
about the
it's-
driveway at 30 feet from an intersection. But now,
Yeah.
if his lot goes here. Well, it's kind of not very nice that this driveway or this road encroaches into his lot, because now he's got to meet it 30 feet farther away.
Yeah.
Right. If it's go to the edge of the, so are we gonna define it 30 feet from the edge of the pavement?
I would say 30
21 feet.
in this
Okay.
particular, I would call it the corner of the lot.
That's from the lot line, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I would call it. I would say it needs to be 30 feet from that corner. Because that corner is the intersection.
The paved corner or marked corner?
And in my opinion, I would have a discussion with Sudden Valley about the road being on my property. That's a whole different discussion. That's nothing we can solve, but yeah, that's definitely
So 30 feet from the marked corner,
from,
property mark.
well, if you go based on where his property corner is and say this is the intersection on that side of the dot,
Yeah,
it needs to be 30 feet
Okay.
from that,
yeah, fair.
from that dot. Yeah.
I agree with that. How far, do we know where it was measured from now?
He said it was measured from the corner, from that dot.
Oh, it was from
Yeah.
the dot. Okay, 21 feet from that dot. Okay. No, I agree with you.
So
though.
even if we said, okay, well, there's 5 feet of concrete, that still doesn't put it 30 feet away from the intersection.
All right, so.
We already agreed to these variances.
Yes,
Historically, yeah.
there's a letter, the letter's here somewhere.
Yeah, I see it.
Yeah.
Driveway must be 30 feet from the policy. Okay, so the motion on the table from Rich is motion to approve the new construction as stated here, with the condition that the driveway must be 30 feet from the intersection. Meaning they may come back with a different design than on the house.
Yeah.
Or something, different, or asking.
Or they might just flip it.
Yes, or they might.
I love that. That I think is the best idea.
Okay, can I get a second on that motion?
Second.
Hey, Daniel? All in favor with that? Okay, that's unanimous. That was item number 27, Stable Lane.
What would have been rough is if they had already started construction and then realized that would have been bad. I'm glad that that it was caught then. Thank you.
Okay.
What are we back to? We gotta go all the way back to
We
three?
got a whole bunch of stuff to do. We're gonna have to get going here.
All
All right, item number item number two. Do you have anything else, Joel?
That's it. Unless you have
good.
questions
Now
for
you
me.
can hang out if you want. Whatever you want to do. Okay, item number 22 Inglewood Place, gate number 3. Didn't need to know that, but a tree
Alright.
removal request. 22 Inglewood.
All right, thank you very much.
Thanks, Joel. I appreciate your time. All right, so what we have here is, trees on the slope. The problem is, I don't think they're on the property, will they?
It looks like it's on Sudden Valley property.
Yes. I think I wrote that actually. Yes, I did. Sun Valley property. So this will be referred, we're just gonna refer this over to SBCA.
Works for me. I move to defer
Okay, Rich,
to SVCA.
what am I writing? Okay, item number 2, that's Rich. Keith will second.
She can't hear you.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You have to get right up close.
There we
to it.
go. Okay, so item number 2, 22 Inglewood Place, we moved to defer to Sudden Valley. The tree is located on Sudden Valley property. And so that was Rich, with the motion, Keith for the second. And it's defer or refer to Sudden Valley for their take on it. Refer to SVCA. All in favor with that?
Aye.
That's unanimous. Okay, that was item number 2. Item number 3, 12 Clematis Lane, tree removal request.
Defer to Sudden Valley. It's on a keyway.
That's Sudden Valley.
It's not a green belt, it's a keyway to the lots behind it, but it's still Sudden Valley property.
Okay.
And it is very dead. You could probably push it over, honestly.
Item number 3, that is also the purchase Sudden Valley. SBCA maintenance. Do Rich and Keith again, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
That's unanimous. Yeah, item number 4, we had already heard, the 20 Sweet Clover. Item number 5, 7 Huckleberry Court tree removal request. And this, I also wrote SVCA and neighbor. Take a look at that.
Huh? Oh, you got one? Oh, there you go.
There's sorry. The shooter located next to the stop sign, Village of Park Place, Huckleberry Court, been identified as high-risk tree due to a hollow section at 15-foot mark. Wow.
They,
Been reviewed by certified arborist and tested with a restrograph 3 foot and 10 foot off the ground. Why didn't you send that report? They did.
even if they did, it's next to a stop sign on Sudden Valley's property.
That's nice though.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna defer that to Sudden Valley. That's 7, let me make the proper note.
And the Cottonwoods, I believe, are on Sudden Valley property too.
Who made the motion?
No one made a motion yet.
You wanna make a motion?
Are the Cottonwoods also on Sudden Valley property? Cause it's for 3 trees total. The cedar is for sure in the right of way. But I wasn't sure about the Cottonwoods.
I do not know. I wrote a neighbor on it. I wrote a neighbor. Maybe it's Sudden Valley and the neighbor's house. I don't recall. I did everything in a blur. Well, if we defer to Sudden Valley will know right away. They're gonna know that one's ours and they'll tell them that's belongs to a neighbor, right?
Yeah, and then well, depending on the size, they need permits too. That cedar for sure needs a permit from whether it's Sudden Valley or otherwise, but the cottonwoods, I don't remember exactly how big they were.
Okay, so we got defer to Sudden Valley Maintenance. And then I'll make the motion. Can we get a second?
Second,
Patrick? Then also going to say county approval, all tree permits, we'll go over this later and with Diane and both of you. So anytime we do tree stuff, we should always send that stuff out, all tree, you know.
Have to have a county permit.
You've been approved, however, you do need county, you know. That kind of stuff, just to cover everybody. Okay, so all in favor of deferring that to Sudden Valley?
aye.
Right. Okay, item number 6, 21 Honeycomb Lane, also tree removal. This one I did not go look at. So I can't tell you anything about it.
It's their tree, they are just basically wanting to remove them for the sap and stuff. I didn't have a problem with them as long as they have their permits. They're big, they're significant.
What's that?
They're considered significant. They're big trees.
And so. Sounds like he wants to top the trees, larger spruce cut down to roof level.
Yeah, it just leaves they call it habitat tree when you top it like that.
And that's acceptable?
Sudden Valley does it all over the place. It's actually nice. Woodpeckers come along, make a little nest in them, and squirrels use them. Eventually it'll die and fall over, but it's so dry by then it doesn't matter. Probably cheaper to do as well, because it's really close to his house.
Any other comments, questions, concerns?
It seems arbitrary, but I mean, I've got spruce trees leaking sap on everything. That's why I moved to Sudden Valley.
Well, it is causing damage to the roof too, because of the buildup. I move to approve.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Right, that's unanimous. Approval. Okay, that was item number 6. Okay, item number 7, 3 Westbrook Porch. That's also I wrote as. But I don't remember.
Low hanging tree,
What is it?
a large bent tree. Hangs over the road.
Oh, this is the city of Valley now.
Yeah,
I mean, Sudden Valley's gonna look at it. What's this one for?
it's a right of way tree for maintenance.
All right, so this is deferral as well?
Mhm.
Okay, so that's item number 7. We're gonna defer that. To SPCA. And Rich, was that your proposal? Motion?
Sure.
Sure. Can I get a second?
Second,
Daniel? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, that's unanimous for deferral to Sudden Valley. Okay, item number 9, 1 Birdie Lane, exterior alteration. This is a paint, I wrote, rude, but not.
Move to approve.
Good. I like to look again at what I looked at. What
It's-
color was it?
It's not gray or grayish. It's brown, which is awesome. With white trim. Here, you can see it.
Oh, that's what the color, yes. But, so they crossed out the numbers in the bottom, see that? But then they lose the same numbers.
Oh, yeah, I don't know. They were,
Confused. But
yeah,
it's the same
but then they rewrote the numbers over here.
Yeah.
They crossed them because they had the different ones. 7545 and it should be that 9. 100.
Is that what it was? Okay.
Yeah.
So this is item,
7541. So yeah, it matches.
item number 7, no,
9.
thank you. Item number 9.
I second the
So
motion.
Jolene for approval, and that's Rich for a second. That's approved. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, that's unanimous. Okay, item number 10. 9 Far Lane. Paint request. Patrick, what sayeth you?
Do I have to abstain on this?
Where is it?
Just explain yourself.
Do we have it? I don't even see it. Oh, okay.
Where is it?
Oh, okay.
I don't have it. 9 Far Lane.
It's really the colors.
Oh, so it's similar to
Yeah.
the existing
Yeah,
color?
That's the way it comes. Yeah, the gray is just a little different. Just a,
Light colors typically don't need our approval, but I'll move to approve it anyway.
Where is it?
I don't know. I just have this part.
That funny color.
Yeah. There's,
What color are you painting it?
it's a gray.
Better
It's,
look
uh,
good.
you sure you don't want yellow?
Well, it's called Samovar Silver.
Oh, here it is. Thank you.
Are you sure you don't want yellow?
Yeah.
Okay.
Paint the exterior with just slight change in color. Denied.
Sounds like a troublemaker.
Yeah. Trouble, trouble, trouble. Okay, so the motion on the table is paint the house. And who, is that Joe Jean? Give it approval?
Sure.
Motion to approve. Jean approved, Keith for the second, all in favor?
Aye.
All right, unanimous, and then Patrick.
Abstain.
We did that one. That's tree removal. Number 2.
Been approved.
You start painting tomorrow?
Yeah.
Or your vacation?
Yeah.
Okay, item number 11, 11 North Point.
I didn't see an attachment.
I didn't mean either. I put a question mark.
I'll move to approve.
What is it?
Well, I went and looked at it.
Oh, sure.
It's on a bunch of different funny pages.
I gotta find it.
They want to put a patio in and then a pathway and to remove some bamboo and a hedge. And it all looked like a good idea to me. And they also said they wanted to put a fence in the backyard. And I told them they had to submit a new proposal for that, but to make sure that they mark it when they submit it, so we know where they want the fence.
So are they removing the hedge and adding bamboo?
I'm sorry, yes, and
They're gonna put bamboo in?
no, actually, that's what I thought, they're taking the bamboo out,
Okay.
because I thought putting bamboo in was kind of a bad idea.
All right. So there's a fence proposal, but What-
Submit the fence
separately.
the next time.
Okay. So what are we looking to approve? Just the landscaping?
Yeah, just a little patio and a path and stuff.
Okay.
And it looked, I talked to them because they were just leaving for the Mother's Day thing.
Okay. So I just want to make sure. So we're approving the alteration request, but deferring the fence request because they're going to submit a new one.
Submitted it.
Oh, what?
Well, they
No.
got- they
Oh, they gave it to you. Oh, okay. Okay.
Well, they gave you some info?
They gave me a fence.
Oh, yeah, 'cause I,
No, they gave it to me, so, I told them they had to submit it.
Okay. So they're going to be submitting a fence. All we're looking at is the landscaping request, the exterior alteration request.
And that's what I moved to approve.
Okay.
Patio.
I can second that.
What's the patio gonna be? What is the patio gonna be?
To tell you the truth, I don't remember. Because it says see attached and there's nothing attached.
Yeah, I was looking.
did
But it's
they submit stuff, you know? Were you here then?
Well,
None of that.
No, I saw something, she attached, I see it on Daniels, but there's nothing attached.
um,
We have no idea what materials they're using or
Yeah, I
anything.
don't know if it's a concrete slab.
Space, and if, I think they're gonna outline it with, you know, the normal kind of bricks and stuff, and just maybe, add the, mulch and stuff into it.
It all sounds good, but I like to have like a record, so it goes in a file, you know, that it's 10 by 10 and there's gonna be concrete with this or
Well,
whatever.
they have it all flagged out.
They did, everything done perfectly.
They had-
So you're good with it?
Yeah, I thought it was gonna make the place look a lot nicer.
Well, I would trust you on this. I don't know what it is. I don't have anything in my pack.
Well, it should be with the original request. Even if it's not in the packet, we ought to have it in the request.
Online, you mean on the computer?
Well, whatever was submitted, it says see attached, so it must have been submitted with the original.
It says no.
Oh. No.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, there's nothing attached. And Diane's saying there was nothing submitted with it. That she knows of, but that means. Oh, okay. Yeah, okay.
When did they plan to submit for the fence?
They have it marked, 5/13. So they already had this done when I went to look at the site. So, whoever's doing our ACC stuff should have it already.
I mean, I trust your opinion. I don't know if we need to have this all together to approve it or not. Oh,
It's really not, they're not building anything high. It's just gonna be, they're kind of just flattening out a little space by the front door and then making a nice path and taking, the bamboo and one other bush that I thought taking it out was a good idea and stuff.
that
Up
works.
to you guys. I don't know what it is. It's not in my packet.
I didn't look at this.
I mean, they had a whole bunch of little flags showing you where the path was gonna go and everything. I mean, and
I'm on board.
And the reason I didn't
Second,
look at it. was
move
I
the
thought it was an
approval.
Attachment.
Yeah.
We didn't look at it because there was nothing, no further information on there, nothing attached currently.
well,
I can't even
well,
find it.
Whose fault was that, though?
What's that?
Whose fault was that?
We don't, someone who doesn't work here anymore, we're saying.
Well, should we
We're gonna say that no matter what.
approve this?
No, we can approve it and just and with the, hey, let's make sure the original attachment gets put on it.
You're-
Yeah.
Which I would also move to approve, because we went in the backyard and they have their property stakes out. And it's gonna be much closer to the house. It's not gonna cover the whole backyard. It's off the property.
See, that's where they should have had a fence request should have been in. here.
Well, they thought they would do it. They had it ready and so they gave it to me. And I told them that they had to submit it and then we would look at it the next meeting.
Oh, so you told them today to make sure they fill that out and submit it, and then if we approve it tonight, as long as they submit their stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah, we don't need to even deal about the fence thing if you don't want, but we should at least
Yeah.
approve the first request.
Seconded, so we're good.
Okay. All right, so the motion on the table is, this is 11 North Point, so I don't know exactly what it was. It was for a patio improvements.
And, yeah, and a mulch pad and removing some bushes.
Shoot, no, I lost my note. What a night.
I mean, my only reservation is that I don't know what we're approving and this could be an open-ended thing that it could be a 30-foot by 20-foot patio.
And I'm telling you, it's not.
Yeah, and I appreciate that, but when I say I approve of something, I
Um,
need to know what I'm approving of.
Well, next time,
We can, well, we can stipulate that that we be sent the original with the attachment.
Yeah,
So we could say it's approved with the stipulation that the board members are sent the attachment from staff. And assuming we all get that, like
Has anyone seen the
tomorrow. No, no, we haven't, but that's because it wasn't put in our copy.
Yeah,
So this is a copy. This is not the original. So somebody tomorrow can look in the office at the original and just send us the copy and we can say, oh, okay, yeah, this is good. Yeah. So it's easy enough to just approve and with the stipulation that we have to see the plan. That way we know what we approved.
Yeah.
Because it needs to be on file with the approval anyway for the
Right.
future. So.
I'm comfortable with
All
that.
right, so the motion on the table,
Then we'll have to go back to them to get a copy of what their plan is so that we can put it with everything
yeah, so the motion on the table is move to approve.
with that stipulation.
with
Yeah.
the-
Move to approve as long as we get the original. Yeah. The committee needs to be given a copy of the original so we know that that's what we approved. Because if staff goes back and says, oh, there was no attachment, then we need to know, we have to have something in writing, or even a drawing, a sketch. That says this is what we're building, a 10 by 10 patio out of landscape pavers.
Yeah, I don't,
But there you go. Yeah, exactly what he just said. That's what, there you go.
the word is.
Because we already had a committee member go and talk to the homeowner and knows what's going on. If none of us had talked to them, I'd be on board with, no, I don't want to approve that. But since Joe Jean talked to him,
Point.
good.
Let's approve. The motion was by Rich, was it?
Joe Jean was the original. I seconded.
Rich. Okay, so the motion on the table is to approve patio. Yes, is what we're doing, right? The patio.
The landscaping improvements, yes.
They approve patio landscaping, has been approved pending document attachment for file. Fair enough. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, that's unanimous.
What about the fence request now?
That'll come next meeting.
Okay, so are we addressing that on here? Then we're gonna say fence
No.
request
Nope.
deferred,
Next meeting.
We don't have.
or whenever they decide to. Okay, on to item number 11, which, oh, that's 11 North, but we just did it. Okay, item 12, we've already done. Item 13, I have checked off. We did that.
Done, yeah.
18 is done.
15.
Okay, we're item number 15, 20 Orchard Court, exterior alteration request.
Move to approve.
That's a paint.
It says it's the original house color, so you don't need approval. And then a garage door color too, so move to approve.
That's Rich, item number 15. Any comments, questions, or concerns?
No.
Second, can I get a second on approval?
Second.
Patrick? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
That's unanimous. Okay, now we're on item number 17, 39 Little Strawberry. Exterior alteration request. This is also a paint.
What? Which one? There's a little,
39 little,
little strawberry.
little strawberry.
That's when this goes to someplace else.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm all out of. Any comments on the paint?
This one's done too.
Are these our approved? Colors?
I don't reckon. Aurora Brown.
Can't go too far wrong with those names. I have no idea what color that is.
Well, we just approved similar colors right here. Very similar.
Is it to Aurora?
Or brown's on here. It's in appendix O,
Aurora?
or brown.
Well, we're good.
Oh, pre-approved? Oh,
Well,
we don't have to approve it, but
They need to be in here.
well,
Right.
And the other
We got
one's
5 minutes for time.
Right.
so it's approved.
Okay, that's 39 Little Strawberry Lane, item number 17. You gotta find it real quick. There. Didn't really need ACC approval. Yeah, it's.
Oh, I saw 9. Didn't we already do 9 Fawn Court?
Who knows?
It was a new construction, isn't it? Did
We get a second on that approval. I made the motion to approve it,
second.
and that's Rich, all in favor.
Aye.
I don't know if we did it actually. Not this bit.
Is Joel?
Did we do 9 Fawn Court for new construction? I don't
That-
remember talking about it.
No, that's an addition.
Oh, was that what that one was? The garage build out?
I think they're adding a room for their,
One word, but I got on here missing specs and this is just a concept. Yeah, you're right. I wanted to ask Joel about that.
Yeah, it doesn't say, yeah. I was confused by the new construction portion.
Or is it a concept? That's what I was wondering. Concepts in the middle.
Oh, you put it on the bottom. The 9 Fawn Court. We didn't do that one.
there's not really the form,
No, I know. The whole thing was.
Because it's not.
so you don't
like
even know who
it's
the contact person
actually
is
in
on it or
addition
anything.
to their house, not
feel like that.
actually new.
There's a few coming that way. I wanted to talk, well, we'll talk more about that, but yeah.
We'll defer
I'm gonna call Joel real quick and ask him if he knows it.
just in case. This one we did. We didn't do Indy.
Sorry, you've been a screwed up night. I didn't. Well, I don't wanna say.
Did we do 19?
Which one?
19?
No, that's right here.
Oh.
That's this. This is the wetlands mitigation stuff. The construction. Oh, no, we did do this one. That was Mark. The wetlands and moving the house. That was the one Mark
Did
talked
you
about,
know anything about the Pine Pond?
right? Wasn't that Mark that did that presentation?
For an addition.
We may have already done that, but that's it right there. I think it's the guy that talked about it. I think so.
That's okay. That's what I was wondering. That's what I was thinking. It's like an end concept design. Okay. I got you. Yes, I got it. Okay, all right, we'll take a quick look at it. All right, very good. Thank you, sir. That will be. It's just an end concept, so we're supposed to look at it, the people want to submit for a new construction down the road, so we're just going to give them an opinion if we had any issues with it.
I don't like it.
It's small.
But it has a door and like no windows on the front. Just a door. And then these tiny windows. That's the front of the house.
Well,
Maybe this.
No, that's the right side. So this. That's your back. Where does that fit? That's not this. That doesn't-
what about?
Oh, this is this section of the house. So this is an addition. I think you're right. Is this adding on
It's
to
the
it?
dark line.
Yeah.
of the existing.
Yeah, so this is the existing house. That's all existing. This is the part he wants to add. So he's wanting to extend it out to add a garage. So this is the back door. It's gotta be a back door, or the back of the garage addition. Yeah, so this is the existing floor plan. This is his addition, garage, bedroom.
Yeah, it's nice. So didn't they come to us before to add like a carport or something?
Oh, is that the one we denied? Cause they wanted to close in the carport?
Dang.
Or maybe they wanted the carport and we said, no, you can't do the carport.
I don't know if that's the same house. I do remember. I don't know. See the streets all-
Well, in concept, then I would change, okay, I'm changing my answer. In concept, I like this idea.
Yeah.
Of course, we'd have to have the full construction plan
Yeah,
to
yeah.
approve it. But yeah, in concept, I think it looks fine.
Yeah, I don't see really not much to look at, right? So, do you guys have any questions, comments? I mean, it looks fine, right?
Better than a carport.
Style. Everything
Yeah.
looks fine. Okay, so. On this one, oh my goodness.
So we're just saying, move forward.
Yeah.
We're saying, yeah, we like it. Bring us a full proposal.
All right, this is, what was that one?
We got left.
Item number 18, that was 9 bond for 18. So 18, this is a conceptual design only. Design only, and our take was on it was, we had no problem, we would have approved that most likely, and it's gonna be Keith, and can I get a second?
Second.
Patrick? All in favor?
Aye.
Alright,
All right, that's unanimous, but they have to understand conceptual design only, construction documents required.
Does that generally have its own submission form? What, conceptual design?
No, we don't have one for that. So we kind of started doing this like last year, kind of like, I mean, like the year before we started taking. Time like cut down some time.
It
So
would be
no,
nice
there's not
to
like in a
have-
form like for that to have.
It would be nice for them to understand what it actually means. But we're just saying, yes, this is good,
Yeah.
with whatever
Gotcha.
contingencies.
Yeah, your intention so far is great. Okay, so item number, so that was item number 18. Item number 19 is 312 Sudden Valley Drive variance request. We looked at that one.
This one looks like a problem.
Yeah.
It looks like a problem.
It seems to think we've already done it.
which one?
Number
Yeah,
19.
isn't this this is the wetland setback to move it to 10 feet? Exactly what he presented. Wasn't that Mark that presented it? Or is this a completely different one that happens to
different-
also
yeah,
be a
this is
10-foot setback request?
This is the one. Right? Yeah, you have to move it now. To avoid the tree. Okay, the project site is heavily encumbered with wetlands. There's no location on the site to build without affecting wetlands or wetland buffers. The only way to avoid direct impact of wetlands is to shift the house onto the front. Can we look at this?
It sounds
No,
familiar,
it
doesn't
That's
it?
what I just said. It's
That's
like
exactly
exactly
right.
the same thing.
That was, Chad with Rubicon. No, this is, Silicon. That would mean
County
you
must
need a
be looking
variance
at that
for
same
setback
river.
20 foot, 8 feet, so he's even closer.
Yeah.
This gives me a 10 foot setback to the wetland, minimum needed to avoid direct impact. Another issue, county required 2 parking stalls, not in the garage, and parking stalls would be paved. Have part of the parking stall in the Sudden Valley right away on the driveway, provide a rough site plan. It's on Sudden Valley Drive too, so this is gonna be. Likely a big deny as well. Is that where you're at? Yeah. that's
Oh, yeah.
huge.
As soon as I saw it, it's like, it's exactly what we just denied.
Okay, well then, let's not waste time on, that's where we're at. Any other comments, questions, concerns? Are we all in agree on denying?
Agreed.
Okay. 312 Sudden Valley, item number 19. Item number 19, motion on the table is to deny as submitted. And good luck resubmitting. Will be denied. Now, is it Rich?
Yes, yeah.
And who seconded?
Second.
Daniel? All in favor of denial of the setback changing from 20 feet to 8?
Well, if you look at the picture they submitted to, that looks to me like it's on the property line. That corner of the house is on the property. That's not an 8-foot setback.
Yeah.
That's, I mean,
Okay, item number 19. Okay, item number 20 we did. Item number 21, on mine is different than yours. So item number 21, I think is probably, Polo Park.
I've got it.
And did we already do that one? Okay, so 208 Polo Park is item number 21, yep, and that one was denied by Rich and Keith, and that was unanimous. Okay, then item number 22 is gonna be 45 Jasper Ridge Lane, and that one,
That's when we went and looked
yeah,
at.
yeah. So that was just something they needed to resubmit, we had already approved it.
Yeah,
Nation.
just for a variance.
So we're good on that one?
Yep.
I don't even have that one, so.
I'll move to approve.
this is all it is.
I have
Just a picture.
I have it at
Not even a picture.
21.
Diagram.
I'm gonna change mine to item 22, Jasper Ridge, and that's approved, Joe Jean. And Patrick. And that's unanimous. Approved, and that was item mine. Item 23, I have it mine as continuing business. That is not. 23 is
44 Windward,
before Windward.
which we already did.
And then item 24. Was what?
New business.
And we didn't use it. And then we went to item 25, which was 7 Little Palomino.
Yep.
And then item 26 we went to. Was 63 Harbor View. And that's it, right?
Yep. Oh.
Who made the motion for that one?
For 26. Rich made the motion and Keith, I seconded it, and it was unanimous. It was approved pending the SBCA parking needed, the parking required SBCA approval, and then a county permit required.
What do we have for 22? Jasper Ridge.
22 Jasper, we just approved it.
Okay.
Okay, so if that's the case, then we're done, right?
We made it. I move to
Okay,
adjourn.
We're gonna call the meeting to adjournment at 9:03.